Spend time and money on spring break and enjoying the outdoors and save on your insurance. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. Now is the time for spring cleaning. Cleaning up your policies and finding savings where you can. If spring means a move, a new car, or new drivers hitting the road, then consider us for help reevaluating coverage and costs. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better insurance coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com, Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
If you're a small business, there are lots of choices when it comes to your internet and technology needs. But when you choose Comcast Business Internet, you choose the largest, fastest, reliable network. You choose advanced security for total peace of mind. And you choose fiber solutions with speeds up to 10 gigs available to more small businesses than any other provider. That's virtually everywhere we serve. The choice is clear. Get unbeatable business solutions from the most innovative company. Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Get started with internet for $30 a month for 12 months with no annual contract required. Plus, ask how to get a $650 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle. Call or go online today to learn more. Offer ends 4/21/22. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet customers only. Most innovative based on American Business 2021 Gold Stevie Award. Equipment, installation, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change.
In the morning and at night, we're the station that gets it right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right. All
Mask
along.
up in Philly. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Philadelphia is the first big city reinstating an indoor public mask mandate for coronavirus protection starting next Monday, with confirmed cases up 50% over 10 days. City Health Commissioner Dr. Cheryl Bettigal.
By wearing masks consistently, we can continue to go about our daily lives and continue to take part in the life of our city without contributing to increasing transmission of COVID-19.
Some American diplomats are told to leave Shanghai, China because of the COVID outbreak there.
Shanghai is seeing its worst outbreak of COVID in 2 years, with Fortune reporting the city saw over 26,000 new cases Sunday. China's zero COVID policy has the city under a complete lockdown. Now the State Department is telling its consular staff to get out of the city. The order covers non-emergency U.S. government employees and their family members from U.S. Consulate General Shanghai. State is also telling Americans in Shanghai to make sure they have a sufficient supply of money, medication, food, and other necessities for your family in the event of sudden restrictions or quarantine. Jill Nato, Fox News.
President Biden hits the road today for a speech about the economy.
President Biden will visit Menlo, Iowa, a town of less than 400 people today, where he is expected to speak at a biofuel plant and talk economic strategy. This will follow what is predicted to be a doozy of an inflation report due out today. The Bureau of Labor Statistics will release its March update to the Consumer Price Index later this morning. In February, the year-over-year Consumer Price Index rose 7.9%, the fastest inflation increase since 1982.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff in Washington. Russian President Vladimir Putin, reportedly unhappy with how war is going in Ukraine, has, according to the Times of London, fired around 150 intelligence agents, with the former head of the department responsible for Ukraine sent to prison. Putin, in a speech at a space launch facility today, says attempts to isolate Russia over the invasion will not succeed. America's listening to Fox News.
From early morning to late at night, the station that gets it right is 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right, all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
A crash to be aware of if you're headed out on the road in Cape Coral. This is at Del Prado Boulevard North and Northeast Pine Island Road. Not causing a lot of problems right now, although there are some slowdowns actually heading away from 78 on Pondella Road, but we will keep an eye on that crash for you. Elsewhere in Cape Coral, not a lot of issues right now. Some slowdowns on Gleason Parkway, Nicholas Parkway West. Nothing unusual. Cape Coral Bridge looking really, really good. Also, Midpoint Bridge, no problems. Edison and Caloosahatchee looking great. That's your Wink News traffic.
Wink Weather Authority.
Get ready for another dry but warm day of weather for today, as temperatures will be climbing back to near 90 degrees under a mix of sun and clouds. Breezy at times with winds out of the southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour for today. We keep it a dry sky as we head into tonight and for your Wednesday morning. Look for a low near 67 degrees waking up tomorrow morning. We're back to 90 for your Wednesday afternoon, with a bit of a breeze picking back up before we start to see the return of some isolated afternoon rain and thunderstorms for Thursday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
People who suffer with back or neck problems, whether that's pain, numbness, or weakness, deal with something that can be frustrating. Pain wears us down. It can affect our relationships with family and friends. It's not fun to be around someone who's always complaining about their backs. Don't resign yourself to having to live with pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care, I successfully treat the worst of the worst, those who get injections, nerve-burning procedures, or even surgery. And now they're back, golfing and living life. If there's a treatment that is extremely effective for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, or neuropathy, wouldn't you want to see if it can help you? Non-surgical spinal decompression is now in Southwest Florida. Safe and painless, more than just a temporary fix, long-lasting relief that can finally heal the condition, regardless of age. Take the time right now to call my Medicare-friendly office for a no-charge telephone consultation about spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Eating dinner in your underwear?
Honey, put some clothes on.
Taking cold showers every hour? Or pitching a tent in front of your refrigerator to stay cool. These are things you can do to beat the heat in your home. Or get a $49 preseason tune-up with no breakdown guarantee.
I love Cool Today.
Call today, cool today. Visit cooltoday.com.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career, including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East, would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you and your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Sutherland Nissan has one question. Are you buying certified? Because if you're not, you're missing out. Get to the Spring Certified Sales Event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral and get certified. Through Monday, get a massive selection of like new, with warranty, great value, certified pre-owned vehicles. Certified. Rogues, Altimas, Titans, they're all in stock. Save thousands over buying the exact same model new and get peace of mind with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. And get certified. Sutherland is the #1 certified pre-owned dealer. That means we have more vehicles than we sell them for less. And you get a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. What are you waiting on? Get certified. Through Monday only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car mega store. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Hello, I'm Dr. D'Amico. Have you been told you need a denture? Don't make the mistake of going to your dentist or the dentist closest to your home. A denture is a work of art and should look as beautiful as natural teeth. That's why I have a denture laboratory on site. We place each tooth exactly where it should go so I can make the most beautiful looking denture just for you. And with my lab, I can make your new denture the same day. Come in the morning, you'll leave that afternoon with your new denture. Others make you wait 2 to 3 months because your denture is going to be made in some other state or even some other country, and you're going to get a cookie cutter looking denture. Do you really want your friends and family members to know you have a denture? Of course not. Ask me how Medicare can help pay for your denture. Visit my website, see all our current specials, watch some videos, even before and after pictures. Go to dentistofnaples.com. That's dentistofnaples.com. Or call 234-5284. That's 234-5284. I'm Dr. D'Amico, the denture artist. I can help you.
License number DN15639.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now, there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on. There's a lot of things that are happening in the news cycle, and one of the things that we're starting to hear more and more about in the news cycle is we're starting to hear less and less about Ukraine. It's already starting to fade on the networks. So why am I bringing up right away the fact that the timeline that Real Clear Politics was showing about how Ukraine was being discussed across BBC, CNN, MSNBC, even Fox News, since the start of the year, there's a sharp pivot away from the country. And now we're starting to hear less and less about Ukraine. So why is that so important? Because maybe it'll explain some of the other things that are going on, where we're starting to hear more and more about lockdowns and COVID restrictions and other things that this administration, the progressives, the left in this country and across the globe are starting to pivot towards, because no longer are those headlines working for these different media outlets. And dare I say, I mean, it's sick. Look, what I'm telling you right now is sick and twisted. It's sick and twisted, all of it. When you see what's happening in Shanghai right now, it is sick and twisted. But is this the beginning of something that we all need to get ready for? Because if you think that toilet paper shortages during 2020 was a inconvenience, and yeah, okay, to say the least, you ain't seen nothing yet. It's the word that I'm hearing. And getting people prepared globally for what is going to be control, lockdowns, all kinds of things coming our way. Look, let me just make a suggestion. Boy, this is a really dark way to start the show. And I'm sorry. Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right? Okay. But let me just suggest this before we move on today, because there's a lot to discuss. You know, if you realize, Jake, follow me on this, because I didn't mention this to you before the show began in our pre-show talks. And so I want to see if this makes sense to you right out of the gate. Just getting the crusties out of your eyes, just waking up, a little sassy and sticky you are from lack of sleep. And I understand. I feel you. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
If you know that there is going to be a worldwide food shortage coming up probably by the end of the year, the likes of which we have not seen in our generation, where there's going to be rioting, there is going to be talks of riots, people who are starving, concerned about starvation, let alone how to get your toilet paper, how to get your medicines, how to get just about everything, because you've made it so that there are no options to supply chains. There are no supply webs, as the great Gordon Chang mentioned yesterday in a podcast that I was listening to. This notion that there's more than one place to go. If you have a supply web, then that means if one portion of the supply goes down, you have an option to go to another so that there's no disruption. That is the currency of the day. The currency of the day is to stay away from a singularity, is to stay away from a single line, is to stay away from one place to access and have a web, a multitude of different areas to go to get things. But we don't have that. So if we are going to have severe shortages that we're told is the Putin price hike by Jen Psaki, and
I'll circle back. There's more I can share with you.
Okay, she's got to circle back. Then wouldn't it be odd, or let's just put it this way, maybe not odd, but is the world getting prepared for lockdowns once again, conveniently during a 22 election, But the talk of the ramping up of COVID restrictions coming back, Philadelphia is back again just after relaxing some of the masking restrictions. We got mask mandates, indoor mandates back again in a major metropolitan city, and more are to come. When we're hearing this uptick of COVID, that, man, the one way that you could stop people taking to the streets is to insist that you have to lock down because of COVID. Does that make sense, Jake? Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
It almost feels like a setup. Now, listen, I could be completely wrong, and I hope I am. And I hope today, as I start this program, frustrated by watching what I'm seeing in the headlines and the news and these lockdowns in Shanghai, which you cannot believe, people screaming from buildings during the day, or actually in the evening. This is the sound of Shanghai at night, where people are screaming from apartment buildings in a city of 22 million that is shut down, and it's not the only one in China, everybody. Can I remind you that there are about 70 cities that are shut down the same way Shanghai is? Guangdong and other areas of China, which are places where many, many things are manufactured, are being shut down in quite the same way, all in the southern regions of China, all in the manufacturing hubs. Shanghai being a city of wealth, a city of business, being shut down. 40% of the GDP of China is shut down right now for not 5 days, not a week. It's been 21 days and counting right now as we speak, where people have been locked in homes, haven't been able to get medicines, food. People have concerns about where they're getting heart medications and the like. And my concern is, and people that I talk to, the concern is, and look, again, I hate to be dark, and I'm trying to make sense of the senseless, and at the same time project out what could possibly be happening in the United States in a not too distant future, because we're all heading on the same path, and you can tell just by the headlines. Like I said, Ukraine is already falling off your television sets, so something has to take its place. And the something is not the positive news on inflation. We know that's coming today. We know it's not going to be anything positive when it comes to supply chains, because China's basically shutting down again. But that, are we heading for, and should we be prepared for, the likelihood that before the end of the year, certainly third quarter, maybe fourth quarter, that we're going to be back into lockdown, shutdown mode in certain places. Now, whether that'll happen here in the state of Florida doesn't matter, because even if we don't go into shutdown, lockdown mode, other places will, which means that the things that we are used to having on our plates and in our stores and on our shelves won't be there because of the other places that are locked down. So having said all of this, are you taking the time to prepare yourselves for what could be scarcity coming up near the third quarter, close to the end of the year, and just being prepared for that? Because it just seems like we see how the news operates, we see how the world operates, and nothing's in a vacuum. If China's got 40% of its GDP shut down right now, and you start to see the clogging up of ports in China and stuff not moving once again, and we've got those supply chain issues because for some reason, this country decided that everybody has to do things on the cheap, and we've got to be dependent on only China. There's no other country that we could go. We don't have the ability to pivot. We had to go to one place and one place only. And whether you say, well, we're bringing stuff home, right? We're talking about bringing manufacturing. Are we? Are we really? I don't even hear us talking about finding other places in the around the globe to go to have an option outside of China. let alone bringing things into this country. Well, you can't do it, Drew. That's the point. 3 to 5 years just to get the semiconductor business back up and running. I'm hearing, is this right? I just want to double check and make sure that this is right. I just saw this on Zero Hedge this morning, and I was like, wait a minute. Is this true? Okay. You ready? Chipotle is now experimenting with a new tortilla chip robot that's going to help it offset labor shortages amid the Great Resignation. Chipotle is like, yep, we're going to start making tortilla chips with via robots and the like. Okay. The only reason why I bring this up is because it's great that you got a robot named Chippy that's going to debut at a location in Southern California, and it's great that you're going to... How is this thing going to be run if you don't have chips? And I don't mean like Chippy the chip, like chips, like dipping chips. I'm talking about semiconductor chips. I'm talking about robotic chips. When all of our chips are coming from one place and we don't have many options outside of that one place. Well, it's not in China, Drew. It's in Taiwan. Okay. How's the supply chain working out for us? How is it getting things here? The last time I checked, I'm starting to see a whole lot of vehicles being piled up in places because they can't use them because they don't have chips. You can have the car, the truck that'll be running, Jake. You'll get your brand new F-150 or whatever truck you want to get. You'll have that brand new truck. The problem is it's not going to have the chips in it to run the heater in the back or your fancy little devices. You'll just have to wait for that. It seems kind of odd. Can't we just go back to the old days where we have a good old 57 Chevy? Just like this, you turn it on. This is what it does. Period. Full stop. Forget the chips.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they retroed some cars.
Oh, man, let me tell you.
Realistically, they could do it.
There are companies.
There's a huge market for it.
There's companies that do that retro vehicles. Like they all they do is, for some reason, it's been popping up lately on, maybe because they're listening and they hear me talking about it a lot. And I've been looking at, I really want to get I'm jonesing right now for the cars that I had when I was younger. Like, I really want to get a classic car. Everybody remembers the cars that they had in the past. It's like one of those, you remember your first girl, you remember the first kiss, you remember your first car. You remember sometimes the third, fourth, and fifth car because they were just part of your life, right? You remember all your cars? See, I had a 1970 Pontiac Le Mans. It's one of the first cars I ever had. I had a 74 Plymouth Duster. It was cool. I loved it. I had
a hatchback?
No, it wasn't a hatchback. I had a 1974 260Z Datsun.
Nice.
The car I came down to here from New York driving.
If you still had
it was
that
white with a black racing stripe on the hood. It had a hole in the floorboard the size of my head. I could see the ground going. I mean, it was pretty rusty. That was the one thing. They rusted out pretty bad. I had just all of these different cars. It's like, man, I would love to have that Le Mans back. Not only for the reasons that it's classic, but talk about simple to fix. We did it all the time. That's what you didn't worry about going anywhere to have your car fixed. Something went wrong. You probably had the part in your trunk. It's like, I can fix this right now. The hose busted. Everything's right there. I can do it right now. That kind of simplicity, right? But instead, we're going to go to electric vehicles where we're going to be chipping up. You know, Tesla, take a guess where Tesla manufactures their vehicles.
Probably China.
You want to guess what city?
I'm just going to go ahead and say Shanghai.
Ding, ding, ding. How do you suppose Tesla's going right now? What do you think Tesla's thinking right now with Shanghai shut down 21 days? How are they doing?
I guess we'll find out in a few hours.
We're going to find out soon. But one thing about Elon Musk is that I'm guessing that even on the heels of, oh boy, we make our vehicles in Shanghai and Shanghai shut down. Somehow I'm thinking that he's got a plan. Somehow I'm thinking that he's thinking that, you know what? We got to have a place to pivot, right? because resiliency is what it's all about. Tesla's Shanghai factory could be down until at least mid-May. So I don't know. I mean, think about that. And not fully ramped up, they're talking about until late third quarter 22. What? Late third quarter 22. That's not good. It's going to shut down for a minimum of 4 to 6 more weeks and most likely at least June 1st, absent recession of the dynamic zero COVID policy. They also expect a re-ramp to take 2 to 3 days for every day the factory is closed. So a closure through May won't have Shanghai back to full production until late quarter 3. So that's not good. And that has effects on the stock market and look, all of these things coming together. I say that to say this. You got to be prepared. You got to be prepared for what's coming. And some people don't necessarily want to talk about it. I'm just bringing it up because the more and more you see these draconian lockdowns in Shanghai and people screaming from buildings and kids being taken away from their parents if they are asymptomatic COVID positive, families being separated. I mean, it is ugly. And I just wonder what kind of effect that will have not only globally in the global markets. But listen, tyranny reigns in a lot of different places and in a lot of different ways. And I'm just suggesting that it's almost like it's a test run for other places to see what could be done if the discussion becomes, hey, listen, it's getting really bad here. COVID spiking. We had a 50% spike in Philadelphia, Jake. Hey, what are the numbers? 50% spike. Did it go from 20,000 to 40,000, or did it go from 20 to 40 cases? I'm just asking because when you talk in percentages, you can make it sound really bad. All right, quickly. Alan's in Naples. He wanted to weigh in on what's going on in Shanghai, and so because Alan, hello, hey, yo, hey.
Hey, so
yeah.
So let's discuss this.
Yeah.
The Shanghai situation. Okay. I know a lot of friends and family that live in Shanghai. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sit here and say it's a horrible situation. Absolutely. But you have to look at it, and you're sitting there.
I can't do it. I apologize. 239-479-5592. Alan, thank you very much for the call, but I can't do it. I just can't. Can't do it this morning. Sorry. I apologize to everybody who's calling or planning on calling, and Alan, if he's planning on calling back. I just can't do it. He's going to be mad at me, but I'm sorry. I'm looking at the time. We got to take a break. Stay break. 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Byron Donalds. Let's talk about what matters here in Southwest Florida. It's family, jobs, tourism, and the constant fight to push back on liberal policies like H.R. 1 that would see a federal takeover of our elections. That's why my agenda will always be based on the core values of people in this district. A strong economy, an end to waste, and secure borders to protect us. My goal as your congressman is to make sure our coastal regions are protected and that I serve as a good steward of your tax dollars to projects that improve our district and to do so without raising your taxes. That's my agenda. Please reach out to learn more about how I'm fighting for you and the many ways my office can help you navigate any problems you're having with federal agencies. I'd like to hear from you. Visit donalds.house.gov or call my district office at 239-599-6033.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Ceiling fans are a great way for you and your family to keep cool, but sometimes they just don't work right. Well, don't get overheated. Call the pros. Trust the Mr. Sparky team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. Call now for $77 off any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Don't sweat. Call Brett.
Wow, the last 50 years at Brett Air have flown by.
50 years ago, Naples was a small town.
It sure was. Only one stoplight from Naples Park to the high school.
Where was Brett AC then?
Dad ran the business from our garage. Mom answered phones, and then we moved from the garage to a building on 41 by Park Shore.
I'm grateful Grandpa Brett started Brett Air Conditioning, and you and Mom grew it these past 50 years.
Me too. 3 generations of Bretts working in the business. One day the 4th generation will be taking over.
It's been an honor being a part of Brett Air Conditioning. Proud to say we've never been bought out or sold. Same Brett family. Not many local AC companies can say that.
I believe it's the principles we've built Brett Air Conditioning on, and that's why we'll be around for another 50 years.
Don't sweat. Call Brett.
License number CAC 1819995.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Hi, Dan Martineau. When it rains in Florida, it really pours. Home without gutters can cause soil, landscape erosion, and potential foundation damage. D.R. Martineau will install new 6 or 7-inch seamless gutters and downspouts. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This Fox Business Report is presented by the Darda Real Estate Group at dardagroup.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Ask any grocery shopper or driver. Food and gas prices are soaring. The White House warning Americans to expect today's consumer price index to show a sharp increase for March. The Wall Street Journal says economists predict inflation accelerated to 8.4% on the year. That would be the fastest year-over-year rate since December 1981, when Ronald Reagan was president. The March CPI will be the first to capture the full surge in gasoline prices since Russia invaded Ukraine. AAA says the national average yesterday was $4.11 a gallon. Estee sellers, upset over the increase of transaction fees, are staging a week-long strike and urging customers to boycott the platform. And a rough day for stocks. The Dow lost 413 points. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Are you ready to list your home for sale? What if you could receive a guaranteed offer on your home with no showings, no open houses, and no stress? Contact the Darda Group at dardagroup.com to learn about their guaranteed offer. The Darda Group has 30 years of experience and consistently ranks in the top 3% of real estate agents in Lee County. Find out if your home qualifies for a guaranteed offer and how you may receive an offer in as little as 24 hours and close escrow in as little as 21 days. No home prep, no showings, no open houses. You control when your home is sold and when you move. Learn more about this elite real estate team and the guaranteed offer at dardagroup.com. Don't wait. Schedule an appointment at dardagroup.com. That's dardagroup.com. A Compass Realty broker.
You already know that Genesis produces some of the most luxurious cars and SUVs in the world. But did you know that Genesis of Naples is the world's #1 largest volume Genesis dealer? Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples, and we're #1 because we make sure you have a luxurious buying experience. Yes, my staff and I are honored to help our customers get into a new Genesis with our large volume of incoming inventory, like Motor Trend's 2022 SUV of the Year, the all-new GV70, or the hot midsize GV80, plus the G70 G70, G80, G90 luxury sedans. Come see why the Genesis G80 ranked #1 in initial quality among upper midsize premium cars by J.D. Power. As the world's largest dealer, we received the largest share incoming models. So let us help you reserve yours. We're taking pre-orders now, so come in and select your dream Genesis. Visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road today.
Based on 2021 retail sales volume GMA. For JD Power 2021 US award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
All right, folks, step right up. Step right up. You're not going to believe your ears. Today only, I'm offering you air conditioning service for only $29. That's right. I'll send this cute little chimp dressed in overalls to check out your AC for just $29. That's not all, folks. With all the rebates and discounts of up to $5 quadrillion, you can get a super-duper system for next to nothing. I'll even throw in the magic UV light for free.
Don't be fooled by AC companies offering deals too good to be true. Kobe Cooling urges you to shop around before buying into the hype about government rebates and discounts. Kobe Cooling is an honest, family-owned business with NATE-trained and certified technicians, not clean and tuned salesmen. Kobe gives you a great product, professional, honest service at a fair price without all the sales pitches. Kobe Cooling, the most trusted name in the business since 1949. Call 482-1542, 482-1542, or go online to KobeCooling.com. License number CAC 1813722.
Brian, whatever it takes.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Do you believe that something great can be even better? We do. By adding sweetened peaches to creamy peach ice cream, Bluebell has raised the bar on flavor. Try a half-gallon or pint of peachy peach today. You'll be better for it.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell half gallons at your local Winn-Dixie. All flavors specially priced with your rewards card through April 12th.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur with words from another happy payroll customer.
What do I love about Patriot Payroll Services? What don't I love about Patriot Payroll Services? It's easy to learn, it's very user-friendly, it's fast, even for a first-time user, it's perfect for our business, it's affordable, and it's been a great experience so far. We have no plans of changing.
Easy to learn, easy to use. Small business software tailored just for you.
Visit us at patriotsoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
With patriotsoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
It's a good day to be at Kmart. Kmart, we've got it and we've got it good. At Kmart, we've got it and we've got it good.
Ah, look at that. There's a jingle for Kmart. You remember Kmart, Jake? Jake the Millennial? Kmart. Are you familiar with Kmart at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got a little smile on your face. Why are you smiling like that?
Because, Kmart was, I remember.
Yeah.
It was never as good as Walmart, It was just never good enough.
It was never good enough to compete with Walmart
or Target or any of those other places.
I don't know about that. I love Kmart, but anyway, they just closed one in New Jersey, so now there's only 3 stores left.
Well, it looks like no one agrees with you.
I guess that's true. So there's only 3 stores left in the country. How do you feel if you're working at Kmart and you're like in Provo or you're in the middle of Iowa or wherever the other 3 stores is and you're sitting there? Are you like, what time is it? Should I start looking for another job? Because how much longer do we have? I don't know. There's probably 3 stores that are like they're kicking tush. I mean, maybe that just happens to be in the middle of nowhere and everybody loves their Kmart and they just pack the place and I don't know. It reminded me of, as we were talking about classic cars and growing up in my favorite car, and I've been looking at getting a classic car. I really want to get something, I don't know, something from my childhood. You start it up, maybe there's air conditioning, maybe there isn't, doesn't make a difference. I just want to just drive a classic. My mother-in-law has a 51 Dodge pickup truck that is completely restored from the ground up. It is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And it just made me nostalgic. And then now you got Kmart, only with 3 stores left. And then I started to think here in Southwest Florida, look, you're here for 36 years. I'm here 36 years now. I've seen a lot of things open and close. And so I'm wondering, like stores, like nostalgic stores, things that bring back really happy memories about this town or maybe where you grew up.
Toys R Us.
And that wasn't that long ago.
Nope.
Yeah, in Fort Myers, they had the Toys R Us there, shuts down. It still kind of was there, and people were like, oh, I'm hearing about these Toys R Us pop-ups during Christmas. You know, they would take an old shopping plaza or place, and they would bring the toys back, and it's Toys R Us, right, to kind of test it out, and maybe there's a chance. No, it's not. It's now completely, now it's like a Ross or something like that, so.
But I think it was really just, it sounded cool. You know, like the store full of toys, and you get there and like, yeah, this isn't really the best. You know, it's all right.
What?
It's not the best.
All right.
It was pretty, mediocre.
It was a warehouse filled with toys. Of course it was. It was awesome. Listen, you know what destroyed it. Go ahead.
Video games.
No, video games. No, video killed the radio star. I'm talking about, what? I'm talking about well, everybody knows what destroyed. Come on. You know what destroyed Toys R Us and
Barbies?
Oh, what's the
drones?
No, store, place to shop.
Oh, Amazon.
Thank you. Okay, that's it.
See, but why didn't they just make their own little third-party store on Amazon and start selling stuff?
They have it. You go to the website. I think there's a website, but nobody goes there because Amazon gets it to you in a day. Somebody just texted and said there's one of 3 remaining Kmarts in Miami. Is that right? I don't know if that's
Maybe we
true.
should go on a field trip
to a Kmart.
Why not?
When I first moved, we'll move on from this, I promise. When I first moved to Utah.
This is important news.
It is. When I first moved to Utah, right up the street from where I was living. By the way, did I mention that the town that I lived in, Holiday, Utah, was where Mitt Romney lived? And that the Walgreens that I used to go to, him and family members would go shopping the same one. They said, hey, I would walk in and they say, hey, just missed Mitt. He just walked in or something like that. Just an aside. It doesn't, look, you had to live. I was in close to down.
You shared a Walgreens with Mitt Romney.
No, I didn't share it. I never crossed paths with him there in the, but
you were trying to.
But it was a pretty cool little town.
How often did you visit it?
The Walgreens?
Yeah.
It was the only one it was in walking distance. That was your Walgreens, like any place else. Yeah, but it was a little tiny one. Like it was in a little old, because the town that I lived in was a small, it was an older town.
So like horse and buggy kind of stuff?
Not horse and buggy, but it was one of the older.
But could you have traveled with horse and buggy and got around?
Probably.
Okay.
I'm quite honest with you. But there was a Kmart up the street. And at Christmas time, and actually when we first got there, it was so close and it was never anybody in the store. It was just like, this is awesome. We got this whole store to ourselves. So anything we needed, we would just go there. But it was like 3 people. About 5 years ago, somebody said there was still a Kmart in Key Largo. Right, they had the blue light specials. Cherry, look at this. Somebody is reminiscing big time about Kmart on our text line. The Brett AC talking text line, 239-479-5592. Kmart had blue light specials, cherry Slurpees, and going to the service desk when you lost your mom. What? Wait, when you lost your mom or when your mom lost you?
And there's way better Slurpees than cherry. Just saying. I'm going to throw that out there.
I will tell you this right now. I've never, ever had a Slurpee. Couldn't even tell you what it's like. Could taste like the water I'm drinking out of this coffee cup right now, flavored with something. I can't drink water as well lately without.
I've lost all respect for you.
I can't drink water without having something in it lately, like flavored with that, the quote unquote natural flavors, which nobody ever asks what chemical it is that you've put together to make that flavor. Yeah, I'm getting bad. All right. Why did Moose want to talk about this? Moose is in Cape Coral, and you wanted to talk about the fire at the recycling facility? Was that you talking about the mulch facility the other day? Is that he's not up yet? Hold on a second, Moose. Hold on. Wait, Moose. Hold on. The phone wasn't up. Okay, it's up now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that, but you had also mentioned something about nostalgia. Something also nostalgia in Cape Coral is affordable housing. Just read an article. I just read an article this morning that it's under 10. I think the number's down to 5 houses in all of the Cape that are listed for sale that are under 300,000.
Is that right?
That
could be the case. And it's funny. I was in Cape Coral this weekend. My parents, we went to Mel's Diner. My parents love that place out in the Cape, so we went over there before they left back to head up to New York. And I was driving around the Cape, and I was talking to my wife about how I remember the days in the Cape where you could get a what do you call it? A plot of land there. For like $3,000. It was like for $3,000.
You could buy Drew. I think it was like maybe we'll call it 20 years ago in the Cape. And then it kind of migrated out to Lehigh, but you could buy a lot by just paying the back taxes because there were people up north that owned lots that didn't even know where they were.
Right. They didn't know that some family members didn't even know they had them. They forgot all about them. They came on vacation or whatever. They took one of those Cape Coral tours. They spent $500 or $1,000 on a lot, and then they forgot they had them.
Yeah, well, one of the good things the Cape did a few years back is actually they did take out a lot of the pepper bushes and the indigenous trees and stuff, so they could see the lots and also see some of their missing relatives that were.
All right. Hold on a second. You're talking about like
anyway,
are you talking about the Yucatan? There was I remember the talk back in the 80s about the Yucatan, and people would go out there and never come back out.
Never come back.
Oh, don't even. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
the affordable housing issue. Yeah.
I live. Well, I got to live in the Cape because I work in Naples. Of course, I can't afford to live in Collier County, so we got to make the pilgrimage down there every day. So that's why I was just calling because driving by that fire yesterday's when it went up.
Yeah.
And I drive by that every day off of Metro. I don't think they're ever going to put it out. It's just it has a never-ending supply of wood to burn. It's kind of like one of them, like a mulch fire or a bog fire, peat moss fire underground. Then the news was talking about how much water they're wasting to try to put it out.
Yeah, and I watched when I came out of the airport, dropping my parents off, and I saw it, and I thought, what in the world is that? It was so big. I mean, it looked like it looked like a disaster happening in that spot. Like, what in the world could be that big and smoke billowing that high? I don't know. You're right. It's going to be tough to get that thing out.
Willie Nelson's tour bus when it gets a flat tire. I'm on a roll. You better let me go.
All right. You're gone. 239-479-5592. There you go. And there goes Moose. Hey, listen, I remember back when you would drive between downtown Naples. You take the East Trail and you would drive downtown Naples to 951, which I would do often to head towards Marco Island back in the 80s, early 90s. And I remember thinking, talking to people like, what in the world would they possibly do with this area? Going from Fifth Avenue, South Naples, East Trail, Davis Boulevard, and then you just head right down to Marco, that long strip. And what would they build? Would they ever even build anything there? Couldn't be. It's going to look like this forever. Now you go down there and it's like, I don't even recognize this area. Wow. Unbelievable. The kind of changes that you see in Southwest Florida. And especially in places where you wouldn't imagine the kind of growth and the kind of building that they would be doing. It's pretty spectacular. All right, 239-479-5592. I know Bruce in Naples, he wanted to weigh in on the Toys R Us, and now he hung up. We're getting a lot of traction out of the Kmart Toys R Us thing. Okay. We don't want to do that. You know what? I'll just give you this morning. You might like this as we move on to some other topics. DeSantis has done it again, has absolutely made the left apoplectic in the country, has triggered them to no end, and Tony Dungy is involved in the triggering. What in the world did Ron DeSantis and Tony Dungy say yesterday that has the left beside themselves? Oh, you're not going to believe it. Well, you might. Before we get to that, there was the president, the gaffe machine of the United States yesterday was talking about, once again, hindering your ability to purchase, own firearms, because, it's all about the guns. It's not about the bad guys. Gives us a little moment of coffee, like your morning cup of joe.
Sit back with your morning cup of joe.
Not a joke. We're the only outfit in the country that is immune. Imagine had the tobacco industry been immune to prostitute being sued.
Imagine what?
Imagine had the tobacco industry been immune to prostitute.
To what?
To prostitute being sued.
I can't imagine if the tobacco industry was immune to prostitutes being sued. Or what? It's
like a golf clap is all we can do.
The bad thing is that the world sees this. Did you hear about, who was it? I'm trying to remember which country it was. Saudi Arabia, wasn't it? Saudi state TV brutally mocking Joe Biden as a doddering old man. They wouldn't be too far off, but yeah, it was. The world sees exactly what we see. So look, it isn't something to be necessarily joking about, but if you don't laugh, you cry. Right? I mean, if you don't laugh, you cry. So Joe Biden did a couple of things yesterday, again, talking about ghost guns and the Rose Garden. Like, what is a ghost gun? Hey, listen, you say ghost gun because I'm going to say ghost gun. Jake's going to say ghost gun. MSNBC and CNN's going to say ghost gun. Everybody's going to say ghost gun. Boy, does that sound scary. Can you imagine a ghost gun? A gun that is like, it's there 1 minute, it's gone the next. It sounds frightening. So we've got more of Democrats and Joe Biden and misleading everybody on the Second Amendment and guns and trying to demonize all of you out there, you legal firearm owners, as you got a gun for nefarious purposes. That's all it is. You're a law-abiding citizen, unless you have a gun. Then you're up to no good. No. That's really no. So the ghost gun thing came up yesterday, and of course you heard the prostitutes that are at the in the tobacco industry. Who knows what he's saying? But as Biden would do, you not only have the gaffes, but you've got the lies and the repeated lies and the buzzwords and the tropes and all the things that go along with it. Town Hall had a great article on this, pretty much the lies that came from the ghost gun event. One of them is fun. Jake, this is kind of a couple of the audio clips you're about to hear for everybody listening. This is going to be kind of like the epitome of what is the lies and the ridiculousness of those that want to take away your ability to legally own not only a firearm, but just about anything else. For example, like, listen to this. Where is he? Why is that not playing? All right, hold on a second. Oh, there it is.
And by the way, it's going to sound bizarre. Yeah. I support the Second Amendment. You have a right. But from the very beginning...
there was somebody in the background going... There was one lone person there that was like, he supports the Second Amendment. Everybody's like, they're turning around. Look, who did that? Who clapped? Who was that? Okay, no, listen to what he says, Jake. Here you go.
And by the way...
Yeah.
It's going to sound bizarre. I support the Second Amendment. You have a right. But from the very beginning, the Second Amendment didn't say you can own any gun you want, as big as you want. You couldn't buy a cannon when in fact the Second Amendment passed.
You couldn't buy a cannon when the Second Amendment passed. As the story talks about, Dana Lash had a response to this many times in the past because this keeps coming up. Look, there was no law whatsoever in any colony or from King George himself, anybody, against private citizens owning cannons. Like, Washington used smaller artillery from colonists and tasked soldiers and privateers who nicked them from the British. Privateers who authorized through letters of marque to challenge British ships with their own, armed with independently purchased artillery. Cannons! They were volunteer organizations tasked with independently purchasing and maintaining their own artillery. They did. The idea that you couldn't have... See, but here's the funny part about even today. You can't buy a cannon. Well, is that true? Well, why do you want a cannon? I don't know. Maybe there's a guy who wants to have a Civil War cannon, and he wants it on his property. He's got a lot of land, he's a Civil War buff, and he's got a cannon, and it's sitting there. Why do you have to have a cannon? Because I like cannons. It's a cannon. I'm not going to do anything with it just because you think that me having a cannon means I'm going to, I think I'm going to go in and I'm going to take over North Fort Myers. I'm not really fond of Alva. I got a problem with Golden Gate. You know what? I need to go into Golden Gate and kind of take over what's going on in there because it's too much construction. I don't like all the building that's going on in Golden Gate. So I'm going to take my cannon and I'm going to occupy Golden Gate. Like, what is wrong with, what are you thinking? Do you see that argument? I mean, you see what I'm saying, Jake? I mean, doesn't that seem logical? Like, maybe you should be concerned about the person and find out who the person is that is getting the cannon or the gun or the machine gun. If you the automatic, the one that goes, brr, brr, that one. Why don't you find out who the person is that's getting it instead of worrying about the gun itself or the cannon itself? Well, that just means that it's out there. That's why, Drew, because somebody's going to get... Yeah, but if I'm legally purchasing it, and my intention is I want to have it because I want to take it out to the range or because I want to display it on my front. I don't know what it is. This idea that because you have it, you're going to go occupy Golden Gate. Okay, you got to take it down. There's some other things that he said that we'll get to as well as the audio from yesterday. DeSantis and Tony Dungy setting the left crazy. What did they say? Well, we'll have that coming up. Stay bright 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now, Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi there, it's Chris Stigall. The Federal Reserve has made clear their intention of raising interest rates to help reduce inflation. But do you know how increasing rates are affecting the value of your bond holdings and what exactly that means to you and your money? Well, if you don't, you should. We all have blind spots, especially in times of change. And that's why the Cordasco team at Mercer Advisors can stress test the bonds in your portfolio. The results of a stress test show you how those bonds may hold up under a variety of future economic conditions. By stress testing, the Cordasco team can help you minimize your blind spots. With interest rates rising, inflation on the move, continued market volatility, consider making the call to my friend Steve Cordasco or John Walker for a free stress test. 855-558-3500. That's 855-558-3500. Cordasco Financial Network is a trade name owned by Mercer Global Advisors, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Securities offered through Andrew Garrett, Inc., which is not affiliated with the Cordasco Financial Network or Mercer Advisors.
Serious air conditioner issue. A real strip down to your skivvies, no one's sleeping tonight, head in the freezer fail party. But fear not. There's an expert for that.
Let your local experts at Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning keep you cool with $50 off any repair.
Want to chill? There's an expert for that.
Call Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Experience really does matter. Hi, this is Vincent Napoleon. We're currently experiencing a very different real estate market. Is this a bubble? Is it going to last? Should I sell now or should I buy now? With over 30 years of living and working right here in Collier County, I know I can help guide you through. If you're currently thinking about selling your home or buying a home, please reach out to me today. Recognized by the Wall Street Journal and Real Trends magazine as one of the nation's top performing agents with a #1 firm, Coldwell Banker. You know, it costs you nothing to meet with me, but will cost you thousands not to. Please go to thatradioed.com, again, thatradioed.com, or feel free to email me at thatradioed@gmail.com, thatradioed@gmail.com. Vincent Napoleon, thank you.
Hi, I'm Soren Christensen with Advanced Wealth Advisors. Are you worried about higher taxes now and in the future? Are you looking for opportunities to reduce your taxes and increase your income? I'm a certified financial planner professional with training in investment, retirement, and tax planning. I'll work with you to ensure your financial plan is maximizing all tax reduction opportunities. Visit awadvisors.com to request a consultation and to see the Advanced Wealth Advisors difference. That's awadvisors.com.
Hey guys, it's health and fitness expert Robbie Raw. You've heard how much I love my art supports from the Good Feet store. Now I want you to hear from someone else who's taken my advice.
Hi, I'm Dr. Julie Caton. I have always enjoyed walking but have had severe pain in my leg and ankle. I heard about the Good Feet store from Robbie and decided to get my own arch supports. I was pleasantly surprised to discover their 3-step support system, which fits in all of my different shoes. I absolutely love them. And now I'm back to enjoying my nature walks, my dog walks, and any form of exercise. I thank Robbie for her advice and the Good Feet store for giving me my active life back.
Friends, if you have knee, hip, or back pain, don't wait. Visit the Good Feet store and take back your life. You know, what you do today will affect the quality of your life later. And nothing changes if nothing changes. Decide today to live your best life. You are worth it, and that's the raw truth.
Calling out political theft by the left. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
We had no choice. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Russian President Vladimir Putin's assessment of the war in Ukraine, saying it's to ensure his country's safety. A Ukrainian troop regiment reports, meantime, the use of chemical weapons on troops and civilians in the city of Mariupol. That's unconfirmed by Ukraine's President Zelensky or the Pentagon. British intelligence says that fighting in eastern Ukraine will intensify over the next 2 to 3 weeks.
They're expecting Russian attacks to grow against Ukrainian positions near Donetsk and Luhansk in the Donbas region. That comes as satellite imagery appears to show a convoy of Russian military vehicles headed to eastern Ukraine. Pentagon spokesman John Kirby.
We believe that these are the early stages of a reinforcement effort by the Russians in the Donbas.
Ukraine's President Zelensky is also warning thousands of Russian troops are gearing up for a new offensive in that part of his country. Jill Nato, Fox News.
Former Virginia police officers convicted on charges from the January 6, 2021 riot at the Capitol.
A jury convicted Thomas Robertson on all 6 counts, including interfering with police officers and entering a restricted area with a dangerous weapon. Federal prosecutors argued Robertson went to Washington and joined a violent vigilante mob because he believed that the election was stolen from President Trump. Robertson's attorney conceded his client broke the law, but encouraged the jury to convict him of misdemeanor offenses and to acquit him of felony charges. A fellow officer who served with Robertson was a key witness in the government's case. Jacob Fracker was to be tried alongside Robertson before he pled guilty to a conspiracy charge and agreed to cooperate. Steve Rappaport, Fox News.
Anger and frustration in Shanghai, China. People on lockdown in their homes because of a COVID-19 outbreak, screaming from apartment windows. State Department is telling all non-emergency U.S. government staff to leave Shanghai because of the outbreak. An indoor public mask mandate for coronavirus protection is being reinstated in Philadelphia with enforcement starting next Monday. America's listening to Fox News.
This Fox News update is presented by Freedom Dental of Fort Myers. Online at freedomdentalftmyers.com.
Wink News, traffic.
We're now watching 2 crashes on McGregor. The first one at McGregor Boulevard and Bay Harbor Circle. The second one at Tulane Drive and McGregor. So there is a way to get around this. Get off McGregor onto Kelly Road, go down San Carlos, get onto Summerlin, and then from there you can head north on Winkler. A little bit convoluted, but that is the way around those crashes. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Rachel Cox-Rosen, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Get ready for another dry but warm day of weather for today as temperatures will be climbing back to near 90 degrees under a mix of sun and clouds. Breezy at times with winds out of the southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour for today. You keep it the dry sky as we head into tonight and for your Wednesday morning. Look for a low near 67 degrees waking up tomorrow morning. We're back to 90 for your Wednesday afternoon with a bit of a breeze picking back up before we start to see the return of some isolated afternoon rain and thunderstorms for Thursday. I'm Wake News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
At home or on your phone, no matter where you roam, you can always get rightallalong.net, the new web home for 92.5 Fox News.
IRAs have always been a great way for investors to direct their investment dollars into real estate investments, but that option is under attack in Biden's new Build Back Better plan. Ty Lassiter here from Key City Capital to give you the details. Many of our investors choose to use a self-directed IRA to place their investment dollars in Key City Capital because they love the double-digit returns that we deliver. However, if Biden gets his way, the new stimulus package may limit or even remove your freedom to invest with your IRA dollars in most real estate investments. But rest assured, Key City Capital is hard at work to deliver the promised returns to our investors.
Call Key City Capital today for your free tax and wealth analysis appointment at 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Check us out online at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Looking for a reputable HVAC service provider? 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating of Naples provides a high level of service and value to our clients. To learn more, visit onehourairnaples.com or call 855-1HOUR.
Injuries on the job can cause you to lose control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar Levine. Money is not coming in and your medical bills are piling up. Our legal team is here to help. We can help you file all your workers' compensation claims to make sure you get the proper benefits you're entitled to. If you've been injured on the job, call the law offices of Anajar Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Naples.
Being young protects us kids from a lot of things, like paying bills
and boring meetings.
Blech. But there's one big thing being young doesn't protect us from. That's COVID. In January, there were over 2 million COVID cases among kids.
But now, kids 5 to 11 can get a vaccine tailored to give us the best protection.
For me, for us,
for kids.
We can do this. Find a vaccine near you at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Don't sweat. Call Brett.
Wow, the last 50 years at Brett Air have flown by.
50 years ago, Naples was a small town.
It sure was. Only one stoplight from Naples Park to the high school.
Where was Brett AC then?
Dad ran the business from our garage. Mom answered phones, and then we moved from the garage to a building on 41 by Park Shore.
I'm grateful Grandpa Brett started Brett Air Conditioning, and you and Mom grew it these past 50 years.
Me too. 3 generations of Bretts working in the business. One day the 4th generation will be taking over.
It's been an honor being a part of Brett Air Conditioning. Proud to say we've never been bought out or sold. Same Brett family. Not many local AC companies can say that.
I believe it's the principles we've built Brett Air Conditioning on, and that's why we'll be around for another 50 years.
Don't sweat. Call Brett.
License number CAC 1819995.
American-made plantation shutters for you. Your best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed. Built to last forever. Call for a free consultation. Discounts for military and first responders. If you support Biden or the 2020 election results, don't call us. PlantationShuttersForYou.com.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you and your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Whitecapel here, serial entrepreneur with words from another happy payroll customer.
My husband and I started a business together, and I had no idea where to start when it came to payroll. And a friend of mine recommended Patriot, and I have not looked back since. It was extremely user-friendly. I was actually able to understand it and run everything extremely well. And anytime I've had a question, they have been so quick to answer and help me. I definitely recommend it to anyone who is looking for a payroll software that is easy to use, user-friendly, and really offers everything that you need when it comes to something that's beneficial for your business.
Visit us at patriotsoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
patriotsoftware.com. Accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money.
Hi, I'm Keith, owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. We've dodged a bullet this year from hurricanes and tropical storms, thankfully. Hurricane season is getting worse year after year. Storm Shield wants you to be prepared for next season before it's too late. We offer fair pricing and do what most other companies don't do, like show you the window, let you inspect the warranty, and use employees versus subcontractors for installation. We have energy-efficient, Miami-Dade approved windows, which is the highest certification for impact window approval. You can expect ethical business practices, quality over quantity. We hope this information is helpful to you when you choose a window company to replace your windows and doors, and wish you all the best in your quest for the right company. Call us today at 239-491-7002. That's 239-491-7002. Or visit us on the web at stormshieldswfl.com. That's stormshieldswfl.com. License number CGC A60475.
Thank you for waking us all up out here. For all you do. And
thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. But yep, Ron DeSantis has done it again. He has triggered the left, and they are beside themselves. No, it doesn't have to do with anything about the don't say, what is it? The don't say bill. That was me. Sorry, every time I push that button, Jake freaks out. He's like, all right, something happened. What's going on? It's like, no, it's just the don't say bill. I messed it up. All right, anyway. So it had nothing to do with that. This time, Tony Dungy, the former coach of the Colts and obviously Tampa Bay, the Bucks, and he was with the governor in Tampa and said something that outrageous, unbelievable. You're not going to believe what they said. You're not going to believe what Tony Dungy said that set the Twitterverse ablaze, which, by the way, I think is a really bad idea for the left and Democrats to continue to follow what's going on Twitter and think that that's the country, because it's not, even though every time they do, especially lately, they're making things worse for themselves. So actually continue to believe that Twitter is the country. The cesspool known as Twitter. We're kind of hoping Elon Musk is going to fix that. I don't know.
They had a scheduled AMA with all the employees with Elon, and they canceled it.
Yeah? Is that right?
They just canceled it.
Yeah, probably because the employees were saying, or a bunch of them were saying, if he's on, we're not going to be there. And so people didn't want to show up. Is that what it was? Or
I don't know. I didn't.
Maybe they don't want to have this discussion about a free speech platform that doesn't believe in free speech. Maybe there's that. I don't know. We're not really big on free speech. We kind of talk about that kind of thing, but it's really, every speech is not really free. I don't know that Elon's going to be doing much. It'd be fun if he were to just say, listen, everybody's trying to start their own social media. Just do what I do. Buy one and just fix it up from the inside out. I mean, it's already got the infrastructure.
He's registered with the SEC as the techno king of his company.
Is he? All right. So we'll see how that goes.
Can't really take that guy serious.
By the way, Cher has chimed in on Florida and what she thinks about the don't say bill. And
who's that?
Yeah, who's that? She's claiming that the parental rights and education law is going to inevitably lead to government-sanctioned violence. Government-sanctioned violence against gay and transgender people. So, it's a...
Do you believe it?
No, forget it. No, we don't. Now do you know who that is?
That's Cher.
No, Cher, not chair. Anyway. Government-sanctioned violence. Look, I was having a conversation with somebody about what the country should and shouldn't be at this point. And maybe we shouldn't worry so much about what other people in other places do. In the perfect situation in this country, if Cher wants to scream about that governments and governors are going to sanction violence because they've made a conscious decision to protect kids, and if nothing's going on, then what are you worried about a bill that enforces something that's not going on? Like, why are you freaking out? If you all want to live in California, or you've got a city in California, or even New York, where or any place in the country, Washington State or Oregon, or wherever, where you have cities that want to do crazy stuff, like start to live like in some kind of communist little area, and you all want to do that. Listen, as long as you're not breaking any laws, you do your thing. You do you. Let the rest of the country, we should live in a country where, look, it's not going to succeed. Don't force what you're doing on us. If you want to live in your little bubble there, go ahead and do your crazy stuff in a bubble, like I said, as long as you're not breaking any laws or the Constitution, the rule of law, as long as go knock yourself out. Just don't go past your bubble. That's all. Just leave us alone. Leave us out of it. And take share. That's all. So that's all I have to say about that. No! Stop. All right. Hey, by the way, just want a quick aside before we move on. Sean Spicer here in Southwest Florida. You've probably heard about Sean Spicer here. You probably heard that we sold out of the exclusive meet and greet VIP tickets, but we opened up a lot of new tickets that are there for you right now. So yes, you can still go and hang out with us. Sean Spicer here in Southwest Florida at Silver Spot Cinema in Naples on Wednesday, April 20th. There are tickets that are available now by texting the word Spicer. Do it now. Don't wait, because we sold out of the others. We opened up these new tickets. So grab these tickets while they're still available. And you still get the Radical Nation book, autograph signed there by Sean Spicer. And it's going to be a fun event. Again, Wednesday, April 20th. Former White House press secretary, Newsmax TV host will be here. Text the word Spicer to 239-479-5592. Get your tickets right now. Don't wait. We're going to have a great, great time. So, again, Sean Spicer, right here in Southwest Florida. Get your tickets now. All right. We'll get to what the governor said with Tony Dungy coming up at the bottom of the hour. Brendan Leslie is going to join us, Florida's conservative voice. Boy, does he have a breaking story. What if I were to tell you, funny enough, what if I were to tell you that, remember when everybody was super upset about transgender bathroom issue in Lee County schools, and remember parents came in droves to show up at the school board and to demand why Equality Florida had these posters up about the bathroom of your choice in elementary schools. Remember we were talking about that in elementary schools and how all of this was up in the transgender bathroom issue. And boy, were parents upset about that. And remember, everybody showed up en masse. And remember the Lee County School Board finally, I guess for the moment, saying, all right, listen, we'll take down these posters. They won't be the Equality Florida transgender bathroom. Remember that whole thing, taking them down? Wouldn't it be crazy if one school was like, yeah, whatever, whatevs, and an elementary school decided to put them back up? And the reason why we know that they got put back up is because they had a social media post and they were taking a picture of one thing, but in the background was the other thing that wasn't supposed to be up. But, who cares about what you say? Parents and showing up. There are certain schools that could care less, apparently, about what you have to say, and they're going to thwart whatever you... Remember the whole idea of doesn't matter how many laws you pass, if people decide that they're not going to follow laws, and then we're losing society. Yeah, we got a little bit of that going on, apparently, in Lee County. I'll get the details coming up at 7:35 with Brendan Leslie, because he broke the story, and we'll see if what we're discussing right now is actually true, because that would be hard to believe. The parents would show up last summer. You remember what it was like, en masse. They were ticked off. the whole transgender bathroom poster in elementary school, only to find out that they're back up again. Right. So I want to get back to this quickly. I know. I have to close this tab. I see Cher's face staring at me, and I can't take it anymore. So just a couple of other audio pieces of the president yesterday who said...
True international under pressure.
You might as well have said that. Okay, here we go. Democrats and the same tropes and everything else about, guns are bad and we got to make sure that people don't have them. And we don't want to take away your Second Amendment right. No, I defend the Second Amendment, but you shouldn't have a cannon or a tank. Okay, whatever. Yeah, no, he brought up the cannon thing about, you can't, you couldn't even buy a cannon when the Second Amendment was passed. Yeah, that's not really true. Actually, you could. In defense of the country. Here's another one that the president said yesterday that not exactly true about your rights.
God love you. Look, this is incredibly rare because gun manufacturers have more immunity from liability than any other American industry.
Yeah, okay. Well, there is some protection there, limited protection for firearm manufacturers, just like any other company, when you're talking about certain industries getting sued over claims of negligence. That happens all the time. As a matter of fact, there are plenty of gun manufacturers that have been sued and have settled lawsuits because of maybe issues with certain firearms. One, Remington had to settle a lawsuit about a trigger on a popular rifle. Sig Sauer had something with one of their weapons that they had to settle with to remanufacture that to fix a safety defect and other things as well. So that's a lie. But of course, they'll keep saying that. And what about this one? Here you go.
And I know it's controversial, but I got it done once. Ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
Okay, we got to ban those assault weapons. What's an assault weapon? Can you explain what an assault weapon is? Yeah, I sure can. It's
true international under pressure.
And don't you ask again, young man, you whippersnapper. And high-capacity magazines. You should only have one. What one? One bullet, one magazine, what? Okay. All right, what else did he say?
I was getting criticized when I first passed this law when I was a senator. And guess what?
Wait, are you sure that's the only reason why they were criticizing you? Was just because of the law? Could it be
bad and kept care?
Maybe it was because of that or something?
I was down in southern Delaware, do a lot of hunting and fishing down there.
Yeah, I bet you do.
And I was walking up one of the creek beds.
A creek. Got to watch out for those creek beds.
And the guy standing there said, "You want to take my gun?" I said, "I don't take your gun." He said, "Well, you're telling me I can't have more than the next number of bullets in my gun." And I said, "What do you think the deer you're hunting are wear Kevlar vests? What the hell you need 20 bullets for? You must
hold on, wait, let him go.
Be a hell of a terrible shot." I'm serious. Think about it.
Yeah, I do think about it. Why do you need 20 bullets? There's a lot of reasons. Maybe I'm shooting multiple deer and I don't want to reload every single time I have to take one shot. Joe? I don't know. What? That is just... I'm sorry. This is just so silly. It's stupid, actually. But, All right. And then Town Hall had this story, and they go on to explain that, the law that barred the sale of assault weapons from 1994 to 2004 made very little difference. The New York Times argued that a year ago. Turns out that the big, scary military rifles don't kill the vast majority of the 11,000 Americans murdered with guns each year. Little handguns do. In 2012, only 322 people were murdered with any kind of rifle, FBI data shows, but, whatever. So the Ghost Gun event was a whole lot of what you can expect. Scary, Ghost Gun, the word, scary, and, trying to push Second Amendment again to the forefront to say that, we're not going to take it away. But we're going to take it away. We're going to make it really hard for you because, that deer with the Kevlar vest on, you don't need 20 bullets in there. Why do you need so many? Because I don't like reloading. It hurts my thumb. How about that? But again, the ridiculous notion that What do you need a cannon for? You want to go out and buy a cannon? Yeah, I want to go buy a cannon. What are you going to do with that? I don't know. I want it on my lawn. I like it. It makes nice decoration. It's maybe something from the Civil War. I kind of like that. You need a tank? I don't need a tank. It'd be fun to have one. What are you going to do with the tank? I'll drive it down the street. I don't want to destroy the roads. That would be a bad thing, but I might like to have one. What do you plan on doing with it? I don't know. I'm going to invade Golden Gate. What do you think I'm going to do? I just feel like having one. I'm not going to do what you think I'm going to do with it. What are you going to do with a ghost gun? I don't know. I kind of like putting a gun together, doing it by hand. It's kind of like rebuilding a car. I kind of like to put together a gun. Why do you want to do that? Because it's fun. I enjoy putting those kind of things together. And you take it out to the range and you shoot it. Oh, but these ghost guns, you realize that there are bad people getting their hands on it. Well, get the bad guys! What's so tough about this? Get the bad guys! You got an idea of who these bad guys are? Go get them. Focusing on like I said yesterday, I feel like making a gun that looks like something that came from SpongeBob SquarePants. It kind of would be funny if I went to the range and I got a SquarePants gun and I go and I shoot my SpongeBob gun and everybody's laughing, but it shoots a 9mm. I put it together. It's fun. Oh, you're up to no good with what, a SpongeBob gun? Is that what you think I'm doing? Stop it. Go get the bad guys. Go get the bad guys. Let me say this so Joe Biden can understand it. Go get the bad guys. Does that help?
I got hairy legs.
What does that have to do with? All right. Let's move on. 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC Talk and Text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to our Rumble channel. All right, coming up. Brendan Leslie's going to join us, Florida's conservative voice. He's breaking a story out of Lee County. This might upset you a little bit, but we'll see. Also, Ron DeSantis and Tony Dungy, of all people, somehow have set off the left and upset them. What did they say? We'll get to that story and a bunch more coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News, and we've been right all along.
Longer days, warmer weather. This is the time of the year you need to be enjoying life without joint pain. Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, it's time to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is helping people right here and all over America get real, lasting pain relief. They use highly concentrated, cutting-edge, natural biologic treatments that can restore and repair damaged joint tissue, getting to the root of the pain. It's life-changing. You can get back to moving like you used to, with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. If you have nagging pain in your knees, hips, shoulder, or back, and you're done with steroids and pain meds, call QC Kinetics. And if they're telling you surgery is your next option, don't do it. Call QC Kinetics. Get a free consultation and free second opinion. Learn more about these amazing natural biologic treatments. Enjoy this time of the year doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. In Naples, 239-893-PAIN.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Plumbing nerds. We're just smarter now, you heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. Anytime, day or night. If your plumbing's just not right, give us a call, we'll fix you up. Plumbing nerds, we're just smarter now, you heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. If your drains are neat and clean, and your toilet's acting weird, give
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
Visit Jason and Todd at the Diamond District.
Jason and Todd want to meet and share with you personally the largest selection of GIA loose certified diamonds at the most competitive prices in the world.
At the Diamond District. Don't sweat. Call Brett.
Wow, the last 50 years at Bread Air have flown by.
50 years ago, Naples was a small town.
It sure was. Only one stoplight from Naples Park to the high school.
Where was Bread AC then?
Dad ran the business from our garage. Mom answered phones, and then we moved from the garage to a building on 41 by Park Shore.
I'm grateful Grandpa Brett started Bread Air Conditioning, and you and Mom grew it these past 50 years.
Me too. 3 generations of Bretts working in the business. One day the 4th generation will be taking over.
It's been an honor being a part of Bread Air Conditioning. Proud to say we've never been bought out or sold. Same Brett family. Not many local AC companies can say that.
I believe it's the principles we built Bread Air Conditioning on, and that's why we'll be around for another 50 years.
Don't sweat. Call Brett.
License number CAC 1819995.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
We're now watching 2 crashes on McGregor. The first one at McGregor Boulevard and Bay Harbor Circle. The second one at Tulane Drive and McGregor. So there is a way to get around this. Get off McGregor onto Kelly Road, go down San Carlos, get onto Summerlin, and then from there you can head north on Winkler. A little bit convoluted, but that is the way around those crashes. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Rachel Cox-Rosen, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Get ready for another dry but warm day of weather for today as temperatures will be climbing back to near 90 degrees under a mix of sun and clouds. Breezy at times with winds out of the southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour for today. You keep it the dry sky as we head into tonight and for your Wednesday morning. Look for a low near 67 degrees waking up tomorrow morning. We're back to 90 for your Wednesday afternoon with a bit of a breeze picking back up before we start to see the return of some isolated afternoon rain and thunderstorms for Thursday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Hi there, it's Chris Stigall. You know, a trip to the supermarket or just a quick stop at the gas station to fill your tank, it can give you a painfully clear view of inflation right now. Prices are rising, you're feeling the pinch every single day. Well, what about the cash flow from your retirement accounts? You know, it's being eaten up by inflation at a rate you didn't anticipate too. Well, don't just stand aside and watch it happen. Learn important strategies that can help you protect your cash flow, your investments, and your standard of living from the ravages of inflation. My friend Steve Cordasco, John Walker, and their team at Mercer Advisors help you make the right decisions to help manage inflation's impact and preserve your wealth. Make that call, 855-558-3500. That's 855-558-3500, and do something about the financial pain being caused by inflation right now. Call the Cordasco team at Mercer Advisors, 855-558-3500. Cordasco Financial Network is a trade name owned by Mercer Global Advisors, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Securities offered through Andrew Garrett, Inc., which is not affiliated with Cordasco Financial Network or Mercer Advisors.
We could fly to such great heights.
With MSC Cruises, a world of discovery awaits.
And now you can set sail with free balcony upgrades to enjoy those ultimate ocean views. Plus, kids sail free, so gather the group. And rest easy with flexible booking changes. Discover the Caribbean and the Bahamas, including Ocean Key, our award-winning private island. Only the sea offers you so much. Only MSC Cruises offers you so much more. To book, call your travel advisor or visit msccruises.com. Restrictions apply.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like finally getting your closet organized. Or fixing your water heater so you can enjoy warm, steamy showers. Oh, yeah! Do something great today by calling Plumbing Today to take care of all your plumbing needs. Right now, get our 93 or free drain clearing and get the best from today.
Call today, plumbing today, plumbingtoday.biz.
Visit plumbingtoday.biz to book an appointment.
It's almost time for Florida snowbirds to migrate back to northern homes. Are you heading home soon? Please consider donating any of your unopened pantry items before you leave town to be part of Lee County's 4th annual Donated Not Wasted Food Rescue. From Monday, April 4th to Monday, April 18th, you can drop off unopened canned or dried goods at any library or Lee County Recreation Center. Additional collection containers are located at the 6 Mile Cypress Loop and at Lee County's Solid Waste's Topaz Court Household Chemical Waste Facility. Before leaving for the season, please consider being part of this effort to reduce food waste in Southwest Florida. Please join Lee County Solid Waste as they partner with Harry Chapin Food Bank, Fox 4, Waste Pro, Lee County Library System, the libraries of Sanibel and Fort Myers Beach, and Lee County Parks and Rec to rescue food that might otherwise end up in the waste stream and instead get that food to hungry people. Donated, not wasted. Lee County's Food Rescue, April 4th to April 18th. Be part of it.
That moment when you realize you have a serious air conditioner issue. A real strip down to your skivvies, no one's sleeping tonight, head in the freezer fail party. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local experts at Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning keep you cool with $50 off any repair.
Wanna chill? There's an expert for that.
Call Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
All right, I'm not sure about this. I want to find out positively that this is the case, because it's really hard for me to believe that we would go into a day today on this date, looking at the calendar at this time, and knowing that it wasn't very long ago where this town came together, showed up at the school board meetings en masse, especially in Lee County, were very, very upset finding out about an Equality Florida poster that was up in elementary schools. Did I mention elementary schools? That talked about the the bathroom of your choice, transgender bathroom, the whole transgender bathroom issue that came up. It would be really strange if on this date, after knowing what happened then, that in one elementary school at least, it's back up again. That wouldn't happen, because, you know, we showed up and we spoke out, and that would be really strange. Well, we're going to find out for sure if that's the case coming up in just a second, because it was Brendan Leslie at flconservativevoice.com, Florida's conservative voice, that broke this story. And we're going to go into the details of it coming up in just a second, as well as the fatherhood promoting legislation that was signed into law yesterday that has everybody on Twitter that is left-leaning, all the blue check mark left-leaning crazies, upset, especially because Tony Dungy, former coach of the Tampa Bay Bucks, said something that you're not allowed to say. You're absolutely not allowed to say it. So what did he say? We'll play the audio, and you decide whether he should say it or not. Coming up in a minute. A reminder, Sean Spicer here in Southwest Florida. Get your tickets right now. We have a new batch of tickets that have been released. So Sean Spicer at the Silver Spot Cinema in Naples, Wednesday, April 20th. We're just about a week away from the event. Former White House press secretary, Newsmax TV host, author of the new book, Radical Nation. Everybody will receive an autographed copy of the book, so that is great. But like I said, a new batch of tickets have been released because we sold out of the exclusive meet and greet event tickets. But we have these new batch of tickets. So get them now. Text the word Spicer right now, SPICER, to 239-479-5592. Get your tickets now, Sean. Spicer here in Southwest Florida at Silver Spot Cinema in Naples. All right, let's go. Brendan Leslie, FL Conservative Voice, .com, Florida's Conservative Voice, doing it again. Let's see what you got today. So let's start with this story, Brendan. So start from the beginning. Go right from the beginning of when you heard about this. Go through the whole story. Tell me that this isn't happening once again in elementary school, pushing a banned pro-LGBTQ poster. Go ahead. Give me the scoop.
Yeah, so if you remember back in April last year, they put up these posters that said that boys can use the girls' bathrooms, vice versa, can play on any sports that they identify as, yada, yada, yada. I reported on it. 500 parents showed up to the school board meeting 2 days later. About a month later, the school board reversed course and got rid of the poster. They said they would no longer display the poster. They voted against it. And then let's fast forward to yesterday. I'm just scrolling around on Facebook, and I see the Gateway Elementary School posting some pictures of students celebrating some rewards that they got for some little fair that they're doing. Okay, that's
Nice.
cute. That's
Nice.
nice. Yeah, awesome. I was like, wait a second. What is that hanging on the board in the background behind the student? What did you know, Mr. Drew Steele? It is that very poster that has been banned by the school board after hundreds, if not thousands, of parents spoke out.
So I'm looking at the picture right now. It is.
Everyone go to the Gateway Elementary's Facebook page. You can see it for yourself.
Yeah, it's right there, and it's like an inadvertent picture against the wall with a couple of people, and in the background you can see that picture, and you can the poster in the picture. So did you reach out to the school board? What did they say? I thought this wasn't supposed to be happening again in an elementary school, everybody. So here we go again. Did you reach out? What did they say?
Yeah, actually, really keep in mind, this poster is telling like kindergartners that if you're a boy, you can use the girls' bathroom. You just so happen to feel like you're a girl. That's what's happening here. So I reached out to the school, nothing, and not a word. I did find this story at 4:00 yesterday, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. It was towards the end of the business day, and I'll see if they respond to me today, but they have not. We've emailed every single school board member saying how could this happen? Are you going to launch an investigation? Because, they love investigations and spending money. So spending your money, by the way. So I was like, oh, are you going to launch an investigation into this? This is very serious. This goes directly against the will of the parents. It goes against school board policy. And not to mention, starting July 1st, that poor poster is more than likely against the law to be taught to kindergartners through third grade.
Yeah, this is the one that has gender expression, sexual orientation, gender identity. It talks about restrooms, and it talks about sports, and it's best practices and action steps. Remember, it was the Equality Florida poster that was up that people were like, whoa, wait a minute. When did this happen? How did we not know about this? And everybody showed up at the school board meetings, and the school board voted to take these posters down. And now we come to find out that one elementary school, at least, where the poster is up. Apparently, it's in this picture, inadvertently in this picture that was taken, that was posted on their Twitter account, and I guess it's on their Facebook page as well. So here we go again, Brendan, and this is where the rubber meets the road, and it's very simple. Now, with the pushback of the Don't Say bill, which I'm not allowed to say the word in the state of Florida, so I gotta be careful because otherwise there'll be people knocking at the door. That with this, you are going to see two different things happening, and I guess maybe that's what this is. It was one of two things. It's the people on the left just going crazy. They want this law, the parental rights and education law. They want the governor to get rid of this. They want it to be changed. They want to scream and shout about this, how upset they are about it, and why. The question is, are they so anxious to get rid of it? What's the problem here? And then the second part is what we're seeing right now, Brendan, and speak to this, which is, sure sounds like there are people who are just pretty much thumbing their nose at you or doing other things in gestures that I can't express because we're a family program, and saying, look, come and get us, whatever. We're not going to listen to you. We're not going to listen. Well, apparently we're not going to listen to the board. We're not going to listen to anybody. There are people that have made the choice that it doesn't matter what laws say or it doesn't matter what parents feel. They're going to do what they want.
And this has been the problem since day one. It's not because the curriculum is teaching this stuff. We know the Florida curriculum isn't teaching this stuff. It's because all these teachers go rogue. Yes, the left loves to famously say, find the words critical race theory in the Florida curriculum. No. It's the teachers that are just going off on their own and teaching whatever the hell they want. And ever since the Don't Say bill has passed, you would see that all these freaks teachers that are doing these TikTok videos about how they love talking about their sex life with their children and just proving our points that they are teaching just inappropriate stuff behind our backs. And that's why we need the Parental Rights and Education Act. And that's why we're going to now need parents to start showing up to these school board meetings again. They got to bring up these concerns again with this poster.
And I think more important than that, certainly that is important, but more important is to recognize that change has to happen on our school boards. Listen, it's not just Lee County, Collier County as well. We've got issues there that we have to address, very important issues of things that are going on that we described last week, and we'll talk about this more about textbooks and how there have been court cases won against the district and what they did with regard to textbooks and the things that were in those textbooks that we were told were not in the textbooks were actually in the textbooks, and we'll get to more details on that coming up this week. But again, how important it's going to be that in November that, and even in the primaries, that we vet the candidates, that we talk about who those individuals are that are running for school board, that we ask tough questions. Don't be afraid to do it. Don't be afraid to show up at any kind of forums or meetings that are happening that have to do with school board members and present questions to them, tough questions, one-on-one, and don't be afraid to do that. You know, I'm worried about what could be happening at that moment in time when there are a lot of people who are not engaged, Brendan. And here's the thing. How many parents even knew that this was happening in that school? I mean, in that very school, or even where their kids are going right now. Did they know? Was there one single parent that walked in, saw it, and decided that they weren't going to say anything, or maybe worse, didn't even take a moment to recognize what was being put there on the walls? You know, that's the other thing, is that parents, the only way that the change is going to happen is not only wiping clean the school board and having tough people on the school board that are willing to push back against those who are saying that, no, this is best practices and action steps, and we have to have this, and this needs to be in elementary school, and we have to teach our kids about gender identity at 5 and 6 years old. You hearing what you're saying, whether or not you want us to or not, we're still going to do it anyway. No, we got to push back and have parents that are also going to step up, and maybe even some teachers that are going to say, whoa, you know, what's going on here as well. Did I lose you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need all that, and I can't stress this enough that Lee County especially has a very real chance to flip control on that school board with this one election this year. 4 seats up, all 4 seats are very winnable. Collier County is a little bit tougher, but Lee County has a very clear path to take control back of that board.
All right, Brendan Leslie on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News doing some great work at the website flconservativevoice.com, Florida's conservative voice. All right, I'm going to play this audio. Before I play the audio, let's talk about this. So Governor DeSantis signed something yesterday into law, and talk about what that is and some of the reaction that we heard from people about this law.
Yeah, simply put, he's just allocated $70 million to promoting and enhancing fatherhood in the state of Florida, essentially meaning, hey, Florida, we want you to have a 2-parent household. We want fathers to be involved, because see the statistics, when there isn't fathers involved with a child, they're more likely to get into drugs, crime, all the negative stuff, and it's drastically higher. It's crazy. So The Marxists out there, they all want to destroy the nuclear family union, and they hate fathers because they can't have destruction when they have good, responsible fathers out there raising the kids. So DeSantis, of course, being America's governor, says, "Nope, I'm going to reverse that course, and we're gonna do something." Unfortunately, that's kind of unprecedented, but it's great. And I'm excited to hear this audio you were talking about with Tony Dungy because I actually haven't heard it yet.
Okay, so just in case you don't know, and the governor was talking about this, promoting and supporting fatherhood, that children that grow up without a father in the home are likely to drop out of school, get in trouble with the law, and some of the numbers that are there. And here's exactly what Tony Dungy said yesterday at this presser that had the left just apoplectic on Twitter. They went crazy. Here's what he said. Listen.
I knew it was important. I had a dad who was around me all the time and supported me, and I thought everyone was like that. I got to my job in the National Football League, started interviewing our players, and I began to understand not everyone had that same blessing that I had. It really got driven home to me my first year here in Tampa when I got the job. Legendary man here by the name of Abe Brown. Many of you here know the name Abe Brown. He had a prison ministry. He wanted me to go with him, and I went on the first trip expecting to see grizzled, hard, tough, older guys. And what I met were 19 and 20 and 21-year-old kids that looked like my boys. And I remember driving home from that trip and asking Reverend Brown, how do those young boys get here? And he told me, it's not socioeconomic, it's not racial, it's not education, it's none of that. 95% of these boys did not grow up with their dad. And that hit me. That hit me very hard.
No, he's not allowed to say that, Brendan. Not allowed to say that. Now, let me replay just this clip again that has everybody upset.
It's not socioeconomic, it's not racial, it's not education, it's none of that. 95% of these boys did not grow up with their dad.
That's what he said. And that had the left going absolutely crazy. Crazy. And the question is it true? Is it true? Do the facts bear out what he is saying? I mean, is he just throwing that out there? For what reason would he do that? Oh, because it's outrageous that Tony Dungy would step up and say that it is better when we have a nuclear family and we have children that are born with fathers in the home. How dare he say that? Is that what you're objecting to? I mean, do the numbers bear it out? And that's what he said that was so outrageous.
Yeah, they're just mad that he's exposing the truth and going against their narrative and on a big stage. They're not, these Marxists and communists, they're not used to this kind of pushback. They're not used to Governor Ron DeSantis. I don't think America's ever seen a governor or politician such as him. So they're just a little upset and bent out of shape because their narrative and agenda is failing in Florida.
Yeah, and look, the lack of involved fathers in our kids' life is being described as a crisis, especially when you consider the numbers that are out there. You have 2 times greater risk of infant mortality, 2 times more likely to drop out of school, 3 times more likely to go to jail. You just heard what Tony Dungy was talking about, men in boys, kids in a fatherless home. Look, if the numbers bear it out and it's true, then we should be doing what we can to strengthen those bonds and to see to it that happens. And why anybody would object to that or push back against that, you have to ask a very important question. What's the problem? And
the same people that support castrating minors and late-term abortions. So they're just unreasonable.
All right, Brendan and Leslie, that's going to do it for us for this segment. I will talk to you this week. We'll mention some of the things that are going on coming up at the end of the week, certainly. And there's a lot to be working on, especially with the county and Collier and Lee and the school boards. And we got a lot of work ahead of us to get things right. And people that are listening and the public getting involved, we know that you are, and we're going to have to do it once again and speak loudly, and certainly loudly when it comes to November and even in the primaries. But at the ballot box is going to be important. All right, Brendan, flconservativevoice.com. Go check out the story. Go to the website, flconservativevoice.com. Go there now. All right, man. I'll see you later.
See you.
All right. 239-479-5592. That is the talk and text line, the Brett AC talk and text line, and it's time right now for you to call. If you'd like to play Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. And a $35 gift certificate is yours to the Great Alda's Diner at the corner of 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road in Naples. Call right now. $35 gift certificate is yours just for playing next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Steele talking about my friends at Amco of Bonita Springs. 992-2626. It's 992-2626. Whatever is going on with your vehicle, they will fix it and fix it right. They are a great conservative business. And I can tell you they have a great local reputation for doing good work. And they also have an awesome customer base. It's been established over the past 13 years. So give them a call at 239-992-2626 so you can arrange to meet with them. Let them know you heard about it right here on 92.5 Fox News and Drew Steele. By the way, talk about great conservatives. They've built the American Spirit Movement, a place where conservative consumers and businesses can connect in 5 critical areas. You know, you've got your vote, but you also have your wallet, the cash register, supporting conservative businesses. So go to the American Spirit Marketplace. You can keep conservative dollars in conservative pockets. Block by block, city by city, states by state. We're going to build this up. Go to the American Spirit Movement website at americanspiritmovement.com. It's more than a conservative movement. It's a conservative awakening.
Here's significant news for anyone in Southwest Florida that thought they were stuck with inferior health insurance. You can cancel that coverage. Pay close attention to this important message.
Tim Cooper here with Health Plan Network. Are your health insurance premiums making you sick? Did you go with one of those high deductible, limited network Affordable Care Act plans? Well, you're not stuck with it. Folks, there's a better option. My Freedom of Choice plan puts most of your coverage up front, where you only meet a deductible if you go into a hospital. You pick your doctors, and it's 30 to 60% lower cost than Obamacare. If you pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, call me, Tim Cooper, an expert with 25 years experience at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712, or go to healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net, and we can custom design a plan managed by you, not the government.
Dial star 2020. France Eye Care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive, for my friends at the France Eye Care team. Dr. France and his team understand that every cataract surgery patient needs an individualized outcome. So what they do is they offer a custom design to fit you uniquely. So Dr. France, who performed LASIK on my eyes, did a phenomenal job. He's been serving patients here in Southwest Florida for more than 30 years, with more than 70,000 surgeries under his belt. He is clearly the choice that you want if you're considering cataract surgery. Dr. France and his team have the most advanced technology with enhancement lenses like PanOptix, Vivity, light-adjustable lenses, and more. Again, his goal is to sharpen your vision at all ranges and really make you less dependent on glasses after cataract surgery. So if you're experiencing blurry vision, you've been diagnosed with cataracts, give France Eye Care a call today. Just dial star 2020 or call 239-418-0999.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Hi there, it's Chris Stigall. The Federal Reserve has made clear their intention of raising interest rates to help reduce inflation. But do you know how increasing rates are affecting the value of your bond holdings and what exactly that means to you and your money? Well, if you don't, you should. We all have blind spots, especially in times of change. And that's why the Cordasco team at Mercer Advisors can stress test the bonds in your portfolio. The results of a stress test show you how those bonds may hold up under a variety of future economic conditions. By stress testing, the Cordasco team can help you minimize your blind spots. With interest rates rising, inflation on the move, continued market volatility, consider making the call to my friend Steve Cordasco or John Walker for a free stress test. 855-558-3500. That's 558-3500. Cordasco Financial Network is a trade name owned by Mercer Global Advisors, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Securities offered through Andrew Garrett, Inc., which is not affiliated with the Cordasco Financial Network or Mercer Advisors.
92.5 Fox News.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
It's Drew's College.
All right, buckle up. Here we go. It's Mary. Mary's in Fort Myers. Hey, Mary, how are you?
Good.
Okay, that's good. Oh, that wasn't one of your questions. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question starts right now. Hey, Mary, LBJ. Remember, LBJ was the vice president of this country at one point. He was whose vice president? Who was the president when LBJ was the vice president?
That's Johnson, Lyndon Johnson.
Right. So who was the president then?
Theodore Roosevelt?
No, it was John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy was the president. All right. Well, so let's see if you get an associate's on this. How many members of the United States Senate are there?
100.
That is correct. All right, you got an associate's. Let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. In 1861, on this date, Confederate forces fired on this fort that started the Civil War. Was it Fort Myers, Fort Sumter, or Fort Bragg?
Fort Bragg.
It was Fort Sumter. Fort Sumter is where they fired. Oh, are you okay? Oh, you sound like you...
Yeah, my daughter's in the car with me. She said Sumter.
Oh, boy. Oh, don't blame your daughter. Yo, your daughter said Fort Sumter. Okay, yes, listen to your daughter. I thought you were blaming your daughter. Okay. All right, listen to your daughter. All right, so let your daughter answer this one. Who's credited for creating the U.S. flag? Who do we credit in the United States for creating the flag? We always say it's...
the lady's name, isn't it?
That lady, yeah.
Martha Washington?
No, it's not Martha Washington. It's Betsy Ross. Betsy Ross.
Oh, gosh, I'm terrible.
No, you're not. You're fine. You're wonderful. All right, we got to run, but listen, you got an associate's degree today on Drew's College and a $35 gift certificate to Alda's Diner at the corner of 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road. Stay there, okay?
Thanks.
Here you go. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Corn country, and from corn comes ethanol. The president is slated to announce that rules on ethanol are going to be relaxed a little, and E15 gas can be sold this summer. E15 uses a 15% ethanol blend rather than the current 10% ethanol added per gallon that you may be used to. That means more corn, less fossil fuels. Motor Trend magazine says it's primarily blended for cars made after 2001. In Washington, Jill Nato, Fox News.
Masks for coronavirus protection are starting to make a comeback with COVID cases going up. Here live, Fox's Tanya J. Powers.
Chris, Philadelphia has reinstated its indoor mask mandate after reporting a sharp rise in COVID cases there. They've gone up more than 50% in the last 10 days. Some colleges are also reinstating mask mandates. The American University in Washington, D.C. on Monday joined Columbia, Georgetown, Johns Hopkins, and others who've already done so. And globally, the U.S. has ordered non-emergency government staff to leave Shanghai, China, which is under a tight lockdown as COVID cases surge there. Chris.
Thanks, Tanya. The United Nations is reporting nearly 2/3 of Ukraine's children have been forced from their homes by the Russian military invasion, with nearly half in the country at risk of not having enough food. Ukraine's UN ambassador, Sergei Kalitsa.
I would also like to draw the attention of the Security Council to the fact that the invaders have already taken more than 121,000 children out of Ukraine.
He says adoptions of Ukrainian children in Russia are being fast-tracked even for those who still have parents or other family back in Ukraine. The Consumer Price Index monthly inflation report comes out at 8:30 Eastern. America's listening to Fox News.
When there's nothing left that makes any sense. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This news update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News, traffic.
I-75 and US 41 looking great all the way from Fort Myers down into Collier County, except for some small slowdowns as you reach 5th Avenue in Naples. Other slowdowns in Naples on Immokalee Road, going west from Logan Boulevard, starting to see those usual slowdowns. Also, Golden Gate Estates, if you're trying to get out Golden Gate Parkway, you're going to see those slowdowns, especially headed out of the estates. There is a crash as you reach the end of that road there at 31st Street Southwest as well. If you're headed down to Marco Island, everything looks nice and clear. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Rachel Coxrose, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Get ready for another dry but warm day of weather for today, as temperatures will be climbing back to near 90 degrees under a mix of sun and clouds. Breezy at times with winds out of the southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour for today. You keep it the dry sky as we head into tonight and for your Wednesday morning. Look for a low near 67 degrees waking up tomorrow morning. We're back to 90 for your Wednesday afternoon with a bit of a breeze picking back up before we start to see the return of some isolated afternoon rain and thunderstorms for Thursday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
No matter where you want to listen, you'll be all set when you stream 92.5 Fox News live at rightallalong.net.
Longer days, warmer weather. This is the time of the year you need to be enjoying life without joint pain. Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, it's time to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is helping people right here and all over America get real, lasting pain relief. They use highly concentrated, cutting-edge natural biologic treatments that can restore and repair damaged joint tissue, getting to the root of the pain. It's life-changing. You can get back to moving like you used to, with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. If you have nagging pain in your knees, hips, shoulder, or back, and you're done with steroids and pain meds, call QC Kinetics. And if they're telling you surgery is your next option, don't do it. Call QC Kinetics. Get a free consultation and free second opinion. Learn more about these amazing natural biologic treatments. Enjoy this time of the year doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. In Naples, 239-893-PAIN.
Hi, I'm Soren Christensen with Advanced Wealth Advisors. Are you worried about higher taxes now and in the future? Are you looking for opportunities to reduce your taxes and increase your income? I'm a certified financial planner professional with training in investment, retirement, and tax planning. I'll work with you to ensure your financial plan is maximizing all tax reduction opportunities. Visit awadvisors.com to request a consultation and to see the Advanced Wealth Advisors difference. That's awadvisors.com.
It's almost time for Florida snowbirds to migrate back to northern homes. Are you heading home soon? Please consider donating any of your unopened pantry items before you leave town to be part of Lee County's 4th annual Donated Not Wasted Food Rescue. From Monday, April 4th to Monday, April 18th, you can drop off unopened canned or dried goods at any library or Lee County Recreation Center. Additional collection containers are located at the 6 Mile Cypress Slough and at Lee County's Solid Waste's Topaz Court Household Chemical Waste Facility. Before leaving for the season, please consider being part of this effort to reduce food waste in Southwest Florida. Please join Lee County Solid Waste as they partner with Harry Chapin Food Bank, Fox 4, Waste Pro, Lee County Library System, the libraries of Sanibel and Fort Myers Beach, and Lee County Parks and Rec to rescue food that might otherwise end up in the waste stream and instead get that food to hungry people. Donated, not wasted. Lee County's Food Rescue, April 4th to April 18th. Be part of it.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
How long has this garage door been broken? You know, you don't have to, move out and buy a new house just to get a garage door that works, right? We could just fix this one. If something is broken, you fix it. Faucet drips, fix it. Light bulb burns out, fix it. Dogs in heat, fix it. You figured you had to toss the whole thing in the recycling with your empty soup cans? Why are you not using an entire room in your house because of a lousy broken door? At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Our technicians have the parts and experience to fix any garage door. Big, small, dented panel, rusty chain. We get your garage door working like new. You come home, drive right in, and snuggle up with that adorable litter of puppies you got. 'Cause I bet you didn't fix the dog either. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage, and we'll come over and make it right. If you're lucky, the technician will take one of those puppies off your hands.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals, appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us a voice.
for being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for your support for veterans in the military, educating us, standing up for conservatism, giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Thank you very much. Today, we're going to talk about the crisis in Spain. Yeah, we're going to talk about the crisis in Africa. Russia. And I want to talk about the president of Russia, Putin. Putin, listen to me. I have a very important message to you. The message is, and the president of China, I didn't finish Russia.
No, sir.
Thank you to correct me, First Lady.
Damn.
Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless.
All right, nothing to see here. It's just Saudi TV mocking the United States administration and doing a impersonation of Kamala Harris, Vice President, and President Joe Biden. Nothing to see here. Listen, the world is not watching this president of the United States. They don't see anything that's well, yeah, they kind of do. It's that kind of thing that has people frustrated. And then there's the policies that have people frustrated. Congressman Greg Steube is joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, Florida's 17th District. He proudly serves. And he's doing some great work that we're going to talk about in just a bit. But first of all, when you hear that, when you see other countries, you see Saudi TV mocking the president, for as much as we might make fun of the things that he says, and we might mock him here in this country, we also have to recognize, right, that other nations see exactly what we see, and they see weakness, and then they make fun and project it out there. It's not a good thing, Congressman.
Well, especially other nations that are dictatorships or theocracies or communist regimes. They don't care about woke agendas and equality for everybody. They care about pushing their agenda on their people and pushing their reign throughout the world. So they look at that and they just think that we're spending all this time in our Department of Defense making sure our pronouns are right and our Army regulations and all this other kind of stuff, and they're laughing at us because we're not spending our time building up our military in the defense of our country. Yeah. Because they know that's what's actually important, and none of this other stuff matters when it comes to the safety and security of the American people.
And certainly when it comes to the safety and security of the American people and the safety and security of our families, there's nothing that I love more than taking my son out to go shoot at the range. He loves it. It's a lot of fun. Love to do it. Then I hear the president yesterday in the Rose Garden talking about ghost guns. And it's interesting, Congressman, and maybe you could speak to this because, we hear about the guns and how bad they are in magazines. And what do you need 20 bullets to kill a deer? Is that what you're doing? Maybe I don't like to reload. My thumbs, it bothers my thumbs a little bit, Congressman. Maybe I like to have a magazine that, or maybe when I like to shoot, I like to have a magazine that holds more than 5 bullets. That's okay because that's just what it's about. And automatically, with the ghost gun issue and others, pivoting to legally owned firearms and citizens who do that, somehow because they have the weapon, are up to no good, when meanwhile, maybe we should be focusing on the bad guys. Maybe your thoughts on what you heard yesterday in the Rose Garden.
Well, and focused on the bad guys, they want to let all the bad guys out of prison. I mean, they think that everybody should be out of prison. We shouldn't have prisons. We shouldn't have police departments. And then we should take guns away from all the law-abiding people to protect themselves against the criminals that they just let out of prison. It's a fascinating upside-down world that we live in right now because of their thought process. How many terrorists, how many criminals, how many armed robberies and burglaries have been occurred by somebody that had a ghost gun? I mean, I'm not aware of any. I'm not aware of any of the mass shootings that have occurred in the United States were occurred and happened with a ghost gun. Right. Most people don't even know what that is. Joe Biden doesn't even know what that is. And the fact of the matter is criminals aren't using ghost guns to commit crimes. And a lot of the shooters, like Sandy Hook, used a family firearm. The guy at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando actually went and bought and purchased a firearm and got a background check. And they started to kind of ask questions when he bought so much ammunition when he bought the firearm. But his background check came through despite the fact that the FBI should have flagged him in the NICS system, and they didn't. Same with the shooter at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. They should have flagged him in the NICS system, and they didn't, which is why now the FBI has given millions of dollars to the families that were killed at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. So it's actually the FBI that is not doing their job in ensuring that people don't get firearms. There is legal ways and background checks, and a lot of these shooters, that's how they do it. It's not ghost guns that are going around the country that are causing all this crime.
Yeah. And, speaking of the FBI, Congressman, I'll go there and maybe you can comment on this. A lot of attention not being paid to the verdict there in the Gretchen Whitmer case in Michigan and this so-called militia and this group that was going to kidnap her and during the 2020 election and little issue there with regard to the timing of all of this, and then come to find out that none of them get charged, and the questions about FBI involvement and the like. And then we pivot over to January 6th. And I have to tell you, my concerns about what's going on with January 6th, and I wonder what you think about this, is what's happening there, and people who are still in prison there, some who are being convicted, and how there's only one way to find out more about January 6th. And there's only one way to find out more about some of these other headlines and stories that we don't hear about enough because the media doesn't want to focus on it, is when Republicans have control of the House and hopefully the Senate in 22. Are we going to see Congress getting together, Republicans getting together when they have the gavel to actually shed light on some of this? And what has been happening? Will we see that? Will you see to it? Will you do what you can to see to it that we will have committees to be able to put together the pieces of all the things that have been going on?
I have already asked Leader McCarthy, if we take the House back and he becomes Speaker, that the first thing that he should do is release all of the video evidence of January 6th that occurred on that day, all of the communication that occurred between the Speaker's office and law enforcement agencies. All of that should be released on the very first day that the gavel drops and Republicans take control, and let the American public go through all of that and make determinations on their own, and then start our own investigation as to what occurred in January 6th. This January 6th committee that they've appointed, they want to call it bipartisan, but it's a 100% partisan committee to try to keep the talk about January 6th. And you're starting to see some of those defendants being found not guilty, because video footage is showing officers letting them in, officers having conversations with them and saying, oh, yeah, you could come in, just, don't go here or don't do this. I've seen video footage from people in my district that didn't enter the building, that were outside, that you have all these police officers standing there, literally standing there, watching people go into the Capitol building. They're not saying anything to them. They're not stopping them. So, how would a person reasonably believe that by entering they were violating federal law? I mean, there's all of these things that are I think we're just getting the tip of the iceberg as some of these defendants are found not guilty. And then when we take control of the House, we will have authority over all of that information. And then what are you hiding if you're not releasing the video evidence of hundreds of hours? Because there's video cameras everywhere in the Capitol complex. Right. Hundreds, probably thousands of hours of video from that day, from all those different cameras. Why haven't you released that? And Republicans have asked Speaker Pelosi to release that. We've asked for her to release her communications. We've asked for her to release all of the conversations that she had with the sergeant's office, who he resigned, with the Capitol Police, he's resigned. And what do you have to hide if you're not releasing that information? And why hasn't the January 6th committee looked at all of that information? I mean, as a law enforcement person, wouldn't you think the first thing you would look at is the actual video evidence of what occurred on that day?
Right. Yeah. Well, I think we know the answer why, and clearly the theater that needs to continue and to have this out there as we get closer and closer to a 22 election that everybody kind of feels like they know what direction that's going in. And knowing that you don't have the backing of Democrats, you know that in a lot of ways you don't have the backing of Democrats, even for things that seem like they would be simple. For example, I heard, and maybe you can speak to this, BLM and Antifa, designating them as domestic terrorist organizations. You had an amendment about that, the very issue. How did that go with Democrats?
So the Democrats wanted to pass a bill that would make, neo-Nazism and white nationalism a crime that can be investigated by the FBI, and just being associated with those organizations. So, of course, the Democrats only want to focus on white nationalism and neo-Nazism, not Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and all these other radical social justice organizations that we saw decimate cities across our country all last year. So I filed a simple amendment to the bill. I kept in neo-Nazi and white supremacy, and I added Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and radicalized social justice organizations. Every single Democrat voted against adding that to the domestic terror legislation that we were passing through the Judiciary Committee. And it's because to them, domestic terror isn't the actual people terrorizing our communities and destroying our buildings and lighting fire to federal courthouses. That's not domestic terror. That's a protest. It's all of the people who don't agree with them, and they label that neo-Nazi and white supremacy, and we're just going to go after them in a domestic terrorist bill and push that through the process. So it just by their vote and me filing that amendment, it just shows for the American people how deep their hypocrisy is. And any reasonable person can look at what Antifa and Black Lives Matter and these groups and organizations did all of last summer. And recently they tried to break into the Department of Interior. The pictures look very similar to January 6th, yet we haven't heard anything about the people that attacked those law enforcement officers. It is a 100% political narrative of the left to try to target the people they want to target and leave out the people that are actually causing harm and killing people in our community.
Right. And we just hope and pray that the country sees this, they realize this, and more as Democrats are starting to expose themselves and open up really who they are not backing down from a lot of different things that they're doing as progressives. And certainly people have an opportunity to see, especially when it becomes tangible and things that they can see, wait a minute, not too long ago we were energy independent. I know what prices were, for example. Now I see where we are. They know full well not only the policies, but then ultimately even the cultural battles that families are feeling, whether it's the don't say, I can't say it, the word apparently in the state of Florida bill that everybody keeps describing, this lie of what they're describing as the bill. Again, when it comes down to families and what is tangible and what they see and feel, that they'll start to see that and recognize that. And hopefully that will translate into 22. I believe that it will. But before we go, I do have to ask you about this. Congressman Greg Steube is joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. By the way, doing fantastic work in Washington, D.C. He really is for the people of his district. And this is an example. I am very passionate, Congressman, about honor flight. It's something that I talk about often on this program. We've got an honor flight finally getting back up and running this in the next couple of weeks here, the Lee Collier honor flights, the Collier Lee honor flights. And so I am concerned, though, having been on honor flights, about what I'm hearing, that as we make our way into Washington, D.C., one of the important things and ways to get our heroes, right, those that are going to D.C. to see their monuments, their memorials for could possibly be the very last time, World War II and Korea and Vietnam, that the one way to get all of this happening and quickly and being able to get them back on a flight, Congressman, is that there would be a way for them to be shuttled through the D.C. area to be able to make their way through. And so I'm hearing that there's an issue there, that there's been this delay. I don't know what's going on. The Department of Interior, what are we doing here? Because the only way to make this happen, an important way, is to get them through the traffic of D.C. and to get them to their memorial. So where are we with this?
Yeah, and who deserves it more?
Right.
Every time members of Congress go places in a group, we have police escorts everywhere we go. I'd give up that in a heartbeat to allow our honor flight, our World War II vets and our Korea vets to ensure that they get to go. They deserve a police escort to where they need to go a heck of a lot more than members of Congress do. And again, you can't understand why this administration is doing things that everyday Americans would be like, why would you take away police escorts for honor flights in D.C.? Right. Why would you make that decision? You have an open border. You're taking in unvetted Afghan refugees to the hundreds of thousands into our communities. But we're going to give the people who sacrificed and served our nation, we're going to take away their police escorts going to these honor flights, coming from these honor flights to the different monuments. Why would you even do that? So I joined 75 of my, of course, Republican colleagues, sending a letter to the Department of Interior Secretary calling for them to reinstate these escorts and ask, why exactly are you doing this and making this determination? We've now sent a second letter that has not been responded to. But again, once we take the majority back and we have oversight authority over these secretaries, we can haul them in to committees, put them under oath, and then ask them, why is it that you decided to not allow for World War II veterans and Korea veterans to have a police escort when they come on their honor flights? What exactly went into that determination, and why did you stop that practice?
Right. Please do me a favor and keep me updated on this, because this is so important. Obviously, the next flight is just in a few weeks. And it would be an incredible move if we can make something happen before then. Obviously, the way things move there in D.C. with Democrats, doubtful. But certainly this is something that's so important because it really does work with the timing of being able to have them go to those memorials and those monuments and then make their way timely back to the airport. All of this happens in one day, everybody. It's remarkable. The work that's put into this and having our true heroes, our veterans, be able to make their way to D.C. So please keep us updated on that, because that's really important to us here, as many other issues are. Congressman Greg Steube joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I appreciate you, sir. All the best. We'll see you soon, okay?
Yeah, thank you. Good to talk with you.
All right, we'll see you. Yeah, that's a big one. I mean, can you imagine that? So there's no police escort. So they have to sit through traffic, and they have to make their way from the airport to the memorials and around D.C. and then get back. The way that this happens is like a well-oiled machine. And when they're able to make their way through all of that traffic, it's boom. You get there, you get them to see all of these memorials, and then you get them out and back on the flight the same day. And that only happens with that kind of help. So it's going to be tricky. But certainly there are more than 75 GOP members who sent that second letter, and hopefully we'll be able to get a response or some kind of answer, especially in the next few weeks. That would be remarkable. We'll see how that works. All right, 239-479-5592. That is the Brett AC Talkin' text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We always appreciate you watching. Appreciate you watching. I said appreciate you. I think I need a little more coffee. I don't have any in here. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I appreciate you. Right all along.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her voice was shaking. She needed help. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her previously, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. I was humbled and proud. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Her call came in on a weekend night. We went to work right away that night. Life can be shattered in a moment, in a car crash, work injury, or medical malpractice. When that happens, you need a big law firm with an unmatched reputation and resources to fight for you. If your family ever experiences something like this family did, know that America's largest injury law firm is here for you 24/7. We are big because we won a lot. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Lunch and dinner. Enjoy big portions of your favorite comfort foods, from steak and eggs or pancakes for breakfast to fantastic salads or their famous Donald J. Burger for lunch or dinner. And don't forget about Alda's extensive bar menu with drink specials for the perfect start to your evening. Make Alda's your go-to spot. They're on the corner of Vanderbilt Beach Road and 951 in Naples. Alda's Diner. There's no place like it.
Did you know that 25% of the adult population suffers from osteoarthritis? And the knee is the most common area for this condition. It can keep you from your favorite activities like golf, tennis, or just enjoying a walk. Arthritis, tendonitis, or a potential joint replacement surgery can be easily avoided. Renowned institutions like the Cleveland Clinic and Johns Hopkins University show that platelet-rich plasma therapy, or PRP, treats arthritis and joint pain by reducing inflammation and accelerating healing. If you're suffering from arthritis, tendonitis, or chronic knee pain, come see orthopedic physician Dr. Bill Morgan at Fort Myers Men's Clinic. Dr. Morgan has spent over 35 years in academia and spent 18 years as the team physician for the World Series champion Boston Red Sox. To schedule a consultation with Dr. Morgan, call 239-317-7777. That's 317-7777. Or find them online at fortmyersmensclinic.com. That's fortmyersmensclinic.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and you know and I know that finding a doctor is one of the most important decisions that you can make in your life for you and your family. And you want to find somebody that's going to promote patient interaction and advocacy above all else. That's why I love Dr. Svetlana Kogan. She's my doctor, and I'm just telling you, it's that personal interaction, that one-on-one, the time that she spends, the huge amount of time going into detail. It's like nothing I've ever seen, and it's that connection that means so much to me. She's got a calming demeanor that'll help you if you've got anxiety about maybe issues that are going on in your life, but you need somebody in your life that you can trust, a physician that will listen. And here's the best part. She'll meet with you face to face anytime you need her, no matter where you are. You've got direct contact and complete access to Dr. Kogan. And that's why I love Dr. Svetlana Kogan. Find out more about her practice on 5th Avenue South by going to customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com.
What's all that shouting?
Jordan must have run out of hot water again.
Teenagers.
I tell them 5 minutes is more than enough for a shower.
Try to raise them right.
Constant complaining, there's no more hot water.
I hear you.
Gonna hear about this for the rest of my life.
Dave.
Kids can hold a grudge. She'll probably write a book about what a terrible father I am.
Dave.
And never forget, she's the one who'll choose my nursing home. And that's when she'll get her revenge. She'll find one with no hot water. Cold sponge baths when I'm 90.
Dave, so what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Well, I guess I make a call and someone comes out to put in a new water heater, one that never runs out of hot water.
That's best?
Well, sure, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have so many specialized technicians, they have an endless hot water expert.
For real.
This is fixable.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
Handle this right, you could be Father of the Year.
You know, I really could be.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
I-75 and US 41 looking great all the way from Fort Myers down into Collier County, except for some small slowdowns as you reach 5th Avenue in Naples. Other slowdowns in Naples on Immokalee Road, going west from Logan Boulevard, starting to see those usual slowdowns. Also, Golden Gate Estates, if you're trying to get out Golden Gate Parkway, you're going to see those slowdowns, especially headed out of the estates. There is a crash as you reach the end of that road there at 31st Street Southwest as well. If you're headed down to Marco Island, everything looks nice and clear. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Rachel Cox-Rosen, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Get ready for another dry but warm day of weather for today as temperatures will be climbing back to near 90 degrees under a mix of sun and clouds. Breezy at times with winds out of the southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour for today. You keep with a dry sky as we head into tonight and for your Wednesday morning. Look for a low near 67 degrees waking up tomorrow morning. We're back to 90 for your Wednesday afternoon with a bit of a breeze picking back up before we start to see the return of some isolated afternoon rain and thunderstorms for Thursday. I'm Wake News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The news you need, the host you trust, getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Hi, I'm Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. You've heard me say we're the working and retired person's country club. This means coming in for a meal, a drink, or with a party, and we will obtain your complete satisfaction with our food, service, and value. We strive for excellence with your service experience and our food. So on the rare occasion we fall short, tell us and we'll fix it. Plus, at Stevie Tomatoes, there are no pretenses, no attitudes, high prices, or rushing you in or out. Come relax, enjoy yourself, and be yourself. At Stevie's, we love meeting the men and women who currently and in the past work hard to make America great. We appreciate their values, honesty, industriousness, and affection for this great country. So head to Stevie's, where we strive for excellence in everything we do. I guarantee it. In Naples, Fort Myers, and Cape Coral. Come, come, come.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Sutherland Nissan has one question. Are you buying certified? Because if you're not, you're missing out. Get to the Spring Certified Sales Event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral and get certified. Through Monday, get a massive selection of like new, with warranty, great value, certified pre-owned vehicles. Certified. Rogues, Altimas, Titans, they're all in stock. Save thousands over buying the exact same model new and get peace of mind with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. And get certified. Sutherland is the #1 certified pre-owned dealer. That means we have more vehicles than we sell them for less. And you get a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. What are you waiting on? Get certified. Through Monday only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car mega store. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Hello, I'm Dr. D'Amico. Have you been told you need a denture? Don't make the mistake of going to your dentist or the dentist closest to your home. A denture is a work of art and should look as beautiful as natural teeth. That's why I have a denture laboratory on site. We place each tooth exactly where it should go so I can make the most beautiful looking denture just for you. And with my lab, I can make your new denture the same day. Come in the morning, you'll leave that afternoon with your new denture. Others make you wait 2 to 3 months because your denture is going to be made in some other state or even some other country, and you're going to get a cookie cutter looking denture. Do you really want your friends and family members to know you have a denture? Of course not. Ask me how Medicare can help pay for your denture. Visit my website, see all our current specials, watch some videos, even before and after pictures. Go to dentistofnaples.com. That's dentistofnaples.com. Or call 234-5284. That's 234-5284. I'm Dr. D'Amico, the denture artist. I can help you.
License number DN15639.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Have Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, let's do it. Time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
Question. You said on Friday that the vice president was masked indoors all day, but the White House tweeted a video showing her standing over the president without a mask on. Can you explain what happened there?
Well, I would say that the vice president and the president and all of us abide by what the CDC protocols are. It was an emotional day. It was a historic day. And there were moments when she was not wearing a mask inside, including...
It was an emotional day when Jen Psaki was asked, hey, hold on a second. You've got all of this happening with the president, the vice president, and COVID and the like, and there's the Nancy Pelosi getting COVID and being really close, and all these people super close, and you've got you told us that everybody's masked, but then we see pictures of the vice president, and she's not masked around people, and what about this, especially during the time of the swearing in and the signing off of Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Jackson Brown now as the new Supreme Court Justice. And it was an emotional time, everybody. All right, so she's human. She made a mistake. She's following CDC guidelines, but listen, she broke the CDC rules for COVID exposure because it was an emotional day. Hey, the families that didn't get a chance to, have weddings or go to funerals or all the things that they had emotional days. And what about them? Anything with emotions with those days? Or no, it doesn't matter.
Number 4. The possibility of requiring masks inside in Philadelphia, though, is not very popular.
It should be to each his own. If you want to wear a mask, fine. I don't have a problem with it. But mandatory, that's like saying one size fits all.
This is terrible. We had to do this for 2 years, and I feel like we're back to normal now. And if you are getting the virus right now, it's very minor.
Listen, you live in Pennsylvania. You live in the Northeast. There is no such thing as getting back to normal. You realize what your normal is in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut? That is Philadelphia residents who now have a mask mandate underway. Just when they thought they got it taken away, they suck them back in. That's right. Mask mandates indoors in restaurants and bars and hospitals and schools. And you better believe it. Everybody, you get a mask, you get a mask, you get a mask. Everybody's got to wear a mask. They got a little uptick going on there, so they're going to control it by wearing masks. Are we worried about that at all? I think because the control thing is not done yet. You know what I'm saying?
Number 3. I'm going to give you my explanation about what it means to be transgender as well. So when babies are born, the doctor looks at them and they make a guess about whether the baby is a boy or a girl based on what they look like. And most of the time that guess is 100% correct. There are no issues whatsoever. But sometimes the doctor is wrong. The doctor makes an incorrect guess. When the doctor makes a correct guess, that's when a person is called cisgender. When a doctor's guess is wrong, that's when they are transgender.
Listen, don't you say anything. Don't say a word about a biologically female first grade teacher in Boston coming out to their students via a Zoom call, telling them that doctors guess when they identify the genders of newborns. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong. Jake, don't do it. You're making a face at me. Do not say anything negative about this teacher who's doing this to first graders. First grade teacher. Don't say it. Don't you say a word about that, because they are doing what they're doing, and you're just going to have to sit back and take it because it's the public school system. And if this is what they want to do with first graders and talk about gender right, hey, don't say, don't you say. Moving on.
Number 2.
And I remember driving home from that trip and asking Reverend Brown, how do those young boys get here? And he told me, it's not socioeconomic, it's not racial, it's not education, it's none of that. 95% of these boys did not grow up with their dad.
Oh boy, not allowed to say that. That's the former coach of the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Colts and Tony Dungy, many people know Tony Dungy, was with the governor yesterday in Tampa and talking about $70 million towards working to promote and support fatherhood in the state of Florida. And children that grow up without a father in a home more likely to drop out of school, get in trouble with the law. These are numbers that have been studied and bear themselves out, the importance of having a father in the home. And when Tony Dungy said those words, Twitter went crazy. And you know the world is Twitter. To Democrats, the world is Twitter. You're all crazy for thinking that, but that's what they thought. You're not allowed to say that.
Number 1.
We're the only outfit in the country that is immune. Imagine had the tobacco industry been immune to prostitute being sued. Come on.
Yeah, it's the president of the United States, and he's in the Rose Garden talking about ghost guns, and nobody even knows what a ghost gun is. Talking about the tobacco industry, and they have to deal with prostitutes. And can you imagine if tobacco industry and prostitutes and
yeah. Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Wow. All right. Yeah, there's the president, and he's in the Rose Garden. And okay. Confusing the ATF with the AFT. Did he do that?
He served the Department of Justice for 2 decades. He worked side by side to support the work of federal, state, and local law enforcement, including AFT agents.
Yeah, AFT agents. You know, the American Federation of Teachers agents. They got agents now. Yeah, it's not a big deal. And I mean, he talks about buying cannons and
by the way, it's going to sound bizarre. I support the Second Amendment. You have a right. But from the very beginning, the Second Amendment didn't say you can own any gun you want, as big as you want. You couldn't buy a cannon.
Actually, you could. You could buy a cannon.
In fact, the Second Amendment passed.
Yeah, you actually could buy a cannon when the Second Amendment was passed. We brought this up earlier. Hard to believe. And listen, if I want a cannon in my front yard, it look kind of silly, and the HOA might have something to say about it. But listen, if I want a cannon, I want a cannon. What do you need a cannon for? I like cannons. Why does it have to be there on your lawn? What do you plan on doing with that cannon? I don't know. I'm going to invade Golden Gate. I'm going to take over Alva. What do you think I'm going to do with a cannon? I don't know. I like the cannon. I'm not going to hurt anybody with it. Sorry. It's just, that whole thing is ridiculous. But that's what they do. By the way, going back to a little of what was said about Ron DeSantis and Tony Dungy and fatherless homes and how the data and the science is out there. Of course, you don't follow that kind of stuff, unless, of course, you're with the CDC. Again, it's a weird thing there, too. But anyway, I digress. The importance of having a father in the home, the nuclear family, how important it is. Unless, of course, you're a Marxist, which means that you don't want a home with a father. A fatherless home is the way to go, because that's how you have the deterioration of the nuclear family and society, and that's what Marxism loves to see. Trust me, it's been discussed before in many books. Crack one open, and you'd find that out. And there are some, even in the Democrat Party, who lean a little bit on the socialist side and look at Marxism and go, oh, you know, there's a thing there. And maybe you might feel the same way about it. You know, there's quite the reach in a lot of areas when it comes to what this governor is doing and what some believe he's doing, and the kind of places that they go and the imagination that they have, the creative, fun little brains of imagination, like Pete Buttigieg. Who has a little brain and is kind of silly sometimes and is kind of funny sometimes in the things that he says. And most of the times it's ridiculous and it goes against, the former president of the United States.
Buttigieg! Buttigieg!
Sometimes it's going after the GOP. Sometimes it's trying to take down Ron DeSantis. In this fun exchange on The View, I don't know if you heard about this, and it goes back to the don't say bill, you know, that we're not allowed to say in the state of Florida. And here you go. It's the Secretary of Transportation joining the ladies of The View. And
your husband, Chasten, is a teacher.
And he's been a vocal critic of what's going on in my state of Florida with the so-called "Don't Say Gay" law now, which he says will kill kids.
It's going to kill kids. So Pete Buttigieg's husband says it's going to kill kids. Really? How? How's it going to kill kids? Tell us. Explain how it's going to kill kids, please.
Do you agree? And, you know, as a politician, because this strikes you as, you know, your husband is a teacher.
Yeah.
You are obviously LGBTQ yourself, and you are now a parent.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this?
He's right.
He's right. He's right. It's going to kill kids. He's right. Oh, yeah, it's going to kill. Can you, Pete, help us out. Help us out, Petey. Come on, Pete. Help us out. How's it going to kill kids? Tell us more about how the parental rights and education bill is going to kill kids. Please. No, we'll just skim right over that. Yeah, I agree with him, but.
And I think every law ought to be judged for the effect it's going to have on real people in real life.
Yeah.
And I get the political reasons why they're doing this. By the way, some of those political reasons is they don't have a plan on anything else, right? I mean, they don't have a plan on dealing with inflation or dealing with gas prices or dealing with the issues of
We
the
can't
day.
get home insurance in Florida. So we're banning all sorts of conversations.
It's easier.
Boy, that devolved quick. It went from, the parental rights and education bill. I agree with my husband. It's going to kill kids. You better believe it. But, no, we don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about the GOP and how they don't have a plan.
By the way, some of those political reasons is they don't have a plan on anything else, right? I mean, they don't have a plan on dealing with inflation.
There's no plan. Republicans have absolutely no plan on dealing with inflation. None, zero, zilch. Really?
Or dealing with gas prices.
No, nothing to gas price. Are you kidding me? What's the plan? Jake, what's the plan? What do you have? What do you got? What would be a plan to help with gas prices? Oh, I know how we're going to help with gas prices. Listen, there's something really obvious we could do. It's funny that a Republican president was able to make us energy independent and we didn't have to worry about gas prices. I seem to remember the number 2 as the first number way back. What are you
It was like $1.89.
Okay, I seem to remember the number 1 as the first number in the price of fuel when we used to go buy it. Do you remember that? Actually, I'm old enough to remember when it was a 0 as the first, and then it went to like 80 and 99 cents. But that's a whole other story. But there's other ways that we can solve the problem. Come on, prices. What do we do, baby?
Walk.
No, we're not going to walk. What did we
Buy an electric car.
You got the money to buy an electric car? Good for you.
I don't even know.
Yeah, no, we don't. Although I did see that in 1916, they did have an electric vehicle. I think it was a Baker. The Baker Motors had, I think it was, that had a 1916 electric vehicle. The reason why I know this is because I just saw an episode of Dennis the Menace and how the wife gets a car from Dennis. They win a car. Or they're trying to get a car, but he actually gets a car from somebody, and it turns out to be an electric. Gets 20 miles to the charge there.
Okay, where do you charge it in 1916?
Don't ask me. I don't know. But anyway, the point is that what are we doing now? What was on the headlines? What did we talk about before we went to break? And we were talking about this off the air about what we're doing with fuel. What are we putting in it, baby? What's going in it? You bet it. Corn's going in there, baby. So we have more ethanol. So if you thought that ethanol was going to be a big issue before with your engine and everything else.
Have you ever seen the movie Cars? Because what you're saying is what's happened in the movie Cars is happening right now.
You're saying that the movie Cars knew about war in Ukraine and a president who would say things like
True international average of pressure
and stuff like that. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Mater.
No,
makes sense.
Is that what? So Mater was being filled up with corn instead of fuel? What did they do in Cars?
The ethanol was basically killing them all.
Really? Is that like Cars 5 or something?
No, that was the first one.
So the first one, the ethanol was killing the characters in Cars. I didn't know. Was it a horror movie?
Well, they weren't really killing them, but they would retire.
So they
junkyards.
So they went to the junkyard and retired because of the amount of ethanol in the fuel. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a subplot in the whole thing. So it was evil corn?
Evil corn.
Big corn.
Big corn.
Because it's what is it? Big sugar, big pharma, big tech, big corn.
Big corn.
Yeah. So not to be confused with candy corn or what's that corn, the corn nuts? Or not to be, the corn nuts could be one of the greatest things ever invented. Corn nuts. You ever have a corn nut?
They're like super hard.
Super crunchy and just really good. Yeah, they're putting more ethanol in the fuel, everybody. That's going to help to bring down the prices. It also may help to do other things. You got to get where do they get the ethanol from? They get the ethanol from corn. Hey, where are we getting all that extra corn from? I'm just saying with supply issues and food shortages and the thing, are we getting that corn from? There's a lot of corn that comes from China, although we're not going to see a lot of things from China because, Shanghai locked down, a city of 25 million plus, literally locked down, like doors are locked. People are starving. They're committing suicide, jumping out of buildings. I mean, they're killing dogs and cats. I'm not kidding. It's horrific. I only bring all of this up and pivot to that point because there's something else to be said. Forget about the Buttigieg thing. It's like, it's ridiculous.
Buttigieg!
Okay.
Buttigieg!
Yeah, I know. I get a little worried that maybe with China shutting down more than 70 cities, Shanghai just being one of the biggest, if not the biggest, where 40% of China's GDP is going blip, is being shut down, how long it's going to take to ramp all of that back up and how dependent we are on a China, a supply chain that goes in one direction as opposed to a web that should be covering other areas. Hey, we got some shortages in different things coming out of China. Hey, that's okay because we can go to this country and that country, and you can even do it domestically and other places where we can provide and get as opposed to one place. Yeah, we haven't done that. But I am worried that with all these shutdowns and with Ukraine, as I talked about earlier, getting off the headlines little by little, we're starting to see that more and more. Hey, we're not pivoting, are we? We're not pivoting away from all of that and starting to get to a point now where we're starting to talk about mask mandates and the ticking up of cases. Oh, I'm hearing about a brand new variant, Omicron XE, COVID variant, first detected in the UK, spreading to Japan. Cases are rising. Are we going to start talking about mandates and lockdowns and that kind of thing? Or should we be preparing for that now? Because the cynic in people would say that, wow, as other things are starting to fall off the headlines, we certainly have to have tyranny. Control. We certainly have to be careful in the country about certain things, and we have to go back to some of what we had before lockdowns and masks. And I know you're screaming at me right now, but just putting that out there. All right, we got to go. All right, Glenn Beck is next. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow morning. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples.